See you guys. And welcome to the closing show. I know you just wanted to see Sharif one last time before we came to the closing show. Yeah, one of them was Pratt was in the red there, and Sharif was not, and that could be the tail of the tape. We are deciding where we're going to head in the afternoon session. There was some bad news, of course, the passing of the Queen. Some good news potentially for Elon and Apple, and bad for GSAT. We'll get to that. But overall, these markets are close to flat. Looked like we're making a bit of a recovery earlier on in the session after we got some comments from Powell there in the ECB rate hike. Instead, the NASDAQ has turned back to the red, 0.25% to that downside. The Dow actually holding up pretty well. I mean, when we get to the big board in a second, you'll see what's going on with healthcare and some of these sectors. S&P barely in the green. You're going to see the TSX doing pretty solidly here. Crude oil up 2%. That's the reason you'll see the TSX doing pretty well. Bitcoin and Ether, both slightly to the downside. I want to say flat, but slightly to that downside. We do have on the big board, I'm going to show you guys the NASDAQ. The NASDAQ is the one that has turned red here today. So we're going to go over this, but there is no ignoring Regeneron. Regeneron now up 19%. They did have positive phase 2 results there. And look, we're going to have some earnings. We'll get to those a little bit later on. One of those is going to be DocuSign. They're up 4% on the day. CrowdStrike up 3.5%. Pretty strong across the board. I noticed Palo Alto making some good moves to the upside as well. It's kind of sticking out there. Zoom is down 1%. Pinduoduo down 1% as well. But Airbnb showing some strength. 2% to the upside. There are pockets of still strength in the market. Lululemon was a beast. Sean talking about that one yesterday. It's up 2%. Sometimes you look at some of these names and it doesn't feel like the market is this weak. Tesla up 1%. I'll tell you though, Google down just over a point as well. So where big tech goes, the market falls. If you're wondering why we're still sitting basically flat to slightly down, it's because you have names like Google down, Netflix down 1% as well. So showing some weakness over there. It's not all bad, as I was saying. Some EV names, Lucid up a point there. There were some stories that we're going to get to regarding some of the EV names maybe dragging to the upside. Rivian had a great partnership announced with Mercedes. There was some news for Mullen that we'll definitely get to. The chip names have been super strong. AMD, it was up 4%, but still up 3 points, doing fantastic. Marvell up almost 2.5 points. I mean, Lam and AMAT both 1.5, 1.8. NVIDIA. Look, NVIDIA has been lagging a little bit relative to AMD, and that just seems like that's expanding lately here. So, of course, NVIDIA is still up 1.2. All of the chips to the upside. It is that big tech dragging, even Apple dragging back in to that downside. It should be a pretty exciting afternoon of trade. You know what we always do? Every single day, we like to go over some ideas from the morning. What could you have traded? What opportunities were out there? What could you have done better? Today, we're going to start things off like we always do, looking back at one of Sean's trades. I think there was a last-minute switch as to what it was going to be, so I'm not even sure right now. So I'm going to be tuned in to see what was that trade from the morning there, Sean.
You know, it was going to be Apple, but I couldn't clean up the chart. And then I just noticed right now I have this huge wick up here on AMD as well. But look, today it's going to be tech again, and I just think it's the same kind of thing. Stay in your lane, trade what you do best. I traded that Pixie this morning, got thrown around on that, started the day off the red. But then we look right at the NASDAQ right here, and you can see it's 0% right now. Pretty choppy day as we go. Maybe it might be choppy into the afternoon, but it was a pretty good morning. Make sure that you hit that QR code on your bottom. Start your journey with Day Trade the World today, as they are sponsoring the trade of the day. All right, so let's get into that right now quickly. Here's AMD. Here's that bottom again, 79 bucks, right? So we highlight 79. The very bottom is 78. To me, that's worth the long when the market falls back in, and that's exactly what we wind up doing here today. Pick your spots, pick your poison, and be as patient as you possibly can. So we actually waited. This is a 2-minute chart. So we actually wait till about like 9:40 or so. Let it base out. So that's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, yeah, about 940 or so, we wait to get going. It bases out. It makes that bottom there at 79. When the market starts to turn on itself and go back up to the upside, we just punch long. We're like, okay, we're going to go long there against 79. So that's like a 79.20 or so, which is why we start getting out in the middle of the range. We take out about half of our trade for the same risk to reward that we would have had if this 79 broke. So out of half of it, then look what happened, maybe even less than half. Then we get that acceleration back up to the upside. Those outs 81, 81.50. So right there, we're like 79.20. We're taking $2. And the thing is, and you guys might have heard me say this on the show, it's like when AMD starts to go, and you're going to see it, when it starts to go, it almost never stops. Like, you can't get in front of this train. It'll go, 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 go. And that's what happens with AMD here. It makes its move all the way back up to touch that 83 level. Now, is 83 anything significant? I mean, you go back into here. We talked about the resistance that was up here. This goes back to September 1st and September 2nd, where we touched out at 83, right? And then we fell back down to some of those lows that we're talking about, 79, 78, and whatever. So right into there, that should have been the indicator that, hey, 83 was an area to get out. So right into there, right there. You just go back. That's what we're looking for when we're doing technical analysis. And unfortunately, I have that. That's 83 right there. We see it come to 82.50 and then spike and then drop down. So at this point, I was like, hey, if we get that move back up, let's just take it out. We close our trade. That's about $3 and change on that. Now, we let it settle down a little bit. Then the market pulls back down, right? When the market pulls back down, that's the 50 period. We don't really use that to get in. We more use that for our outs. Then it falls back down, and we start taking some trades against VWAP and against the 200 period. There is a little tick out there. So these two longs right there, when we broke back down through VWAP, which was, I don't know what it was at that time, but I'm guessing 81.50, we get out. So we get out of that trade, then we let it fall back down. Average in, average in, average in. Take that last trade against 81. And why 81? Just an even dollar level. There's really nothing significant there. We did have the 200 period moving its way up, so I kind of like that. Remember, this is a 2-minute chart. I trade off of a 1-minute chart, so the lines would be a little different, obviously. And then there's the move back up. Look at this, 81. So these longs right here, guys, is 82. Our out is 81.50. When we take this long at 81, we just start getting out at 81.50, let it go up to 82, hold the last piece, and get that out at 82.20. So, hey, look, AMD is going to be your trade of the day. And why? It's pretty simple. When you know what you're looking for and it comes into this range, that's where patience is key. Before, old Sean, and again, this is a 2-minute chart, I might have just started to buy in here, pre-market bottoms and whatnot. But today we let AMD fall down, we get in, and as you can see, the volume's starting to die off a little bit right now, and look what's happening. Barcoding in the afternoon. You got to make your plays early when the market's moving like this. AMD is your trade of the day.
And of course, that wick on the chart, it's almost as if Sean gets right out and then it spikes up another. No, that wick on the chart, just a dark pool wick. Would have been nice to be able to get that one. We're going to talk a little bit about Apple, so we'll definitely get to that trade to be sure. But I wanted to start off with something that maybe wasn't on our watch list, because there was a note just maybe in the last like half an hour or so, right before we came back on air here, that got dropped in the midday show. Musk says Starlink had promising talks with Apple for emergency messaging feature. So clearly we're talking a little bit about GSAT in yesterday's trade and how they got the deal with Apple and they made the big spike up and everything was looking fantastic. Well, this is what's happened to GSAT since, falling down through $2 this morning, rejecting $2 earlier, and then falling right into a fresh low on that note of the positive talks between Elon Musk and GSAT. And we're going to get to our rundown a little bit here, but GSAT now with a double bottom and resistance at $2. Man, did they ever sell the news there. The wind came out of those sails, and they came crashing back down out of orbit, let's just say, therefore GSAT.
Good one. I like that one. Out of orbit. Yeah, here we come. This is like come crashing down. Obviously, if you take one of these planes into orbit, you're not making it that far. There it is right there. But yeah, GSAT, I said yesterday that I thought GSAT had the chance to be the aftermarket runner. And yeah, that didn't really come out, right? And so they seal the deal with Apple. But again, is it one of those things where it's buy the rumor, sell the news. Well, I mean, there's the big move up to $3 yesterday on that Apple. Was actually halted right there for a while as the Apple was going on. They announced it as the conference was going on. As they announced it, it goes up to $3 and then just kind of fades out the rest of the way. You could see in the aftermarket, we got as high as like, I mean, I guess that's this. Is that this morning or is that last night? You get as high as 215 or so. So it did make a little bit of a bump. I really thought that we'd make a test back up here to $253, something like that. That's going to be a wrong call for GSAT. But right now, you know, you're kind of where you were before the Apple announcement right now. So I don't know. Like, I'm not sure what kind of fees they're going to be collecting. They did have to raise some more capital, get some more satellites going. But, you know, that could have been part of it. Some of the debt offering, you know, back down and people just realizing, hey, maybe this isn't the thing. But if you take consideration, before the Apple event, and you can see, you can't really see this volume down there, but it doesn't really matter. Yeah, thanks. There's some volume down there. So as you can see, it's kind of just cruising. Obviously, they thought something was going to happen. Then it did. And then there's the bump back up. So realistically, you're just at the level now that you were at pre-announcement for Apple. So I'm going to, you know, I just based on that logic, you know, it's been a nice move up. Obviously, the rumors start in here. We've been talking about it for a little while. But I feel like now that it's done and it's pen to paper, like Brad was saying, I like GSAT here. I don't think it's a horrible play back into this 180. I think you can give it back to like 160, 170, something like that. If you're swinging this, you know, that makes sense to me. Even the 50 period of 150 was respected right there. You know, so you whatever. I don't know, whatever. You take a couple thousand shares or whatever you want to dump into this thing at $1.87. I feel like your downside there is 37 cents, and then your upside is moon. Really, I mean, I don't. You know, is a moon a double? Like, what? You know, where do you think that could go? Could it go back to $3? I think yes. It just takes Apple to tweet out a couple things or whatever. As Apple sets more and more records for their sales of their phones and things like that, and their watch and everything, I just feel like it's good news ahead for GSAT. I can't really see it as being a negative story. So for me, I think I'd be buying some GSAT at these levels.
Yeah, you know, just to quickly comment on that GSAT move, I want to pull up the daily here. It's a good example. It's like you have the catalyst and, you know, a little bit of a sell the news event there, but obviously in general, just good news, right? So, you know, do yourself a favor, add in on the dips. You can use a very simple trend line. This is basically what I'm looking at. You got the 50 period right down here. If we actually dip, maybe you get some support in and around where it first initially started to take off, right? So we see these events over and over again. You know, you kind of expect this kind of news to come. It's a sell the news event. People are buying into it with the speculation, you know, buy the rumor, sell the news, and then, you know, you get that dip. And if it is actually good news, you got this kind of resistance level here that we broke out of, maybe get that bounce around that 160 lining up with the support levels that are being created. And then you get that, you know, that next leg up. So from a swing trade daily perspective, obviously good news, you know, manage risk. But yeah, you know, maybe the long is good there.
Yes, and just some comments coming from Yellen here. I want to get to some names in our little rundown, but Yellen saying tax hikes to offer fiscal room for critical spending and wants to return to those tax rates to historical norms, renews call for tax hikes on the rich and corporations. So just a couple of notes coming there from Janet Yellen, the Treasury Secretary. Look, Rivian wasn't on the watch list this morning. Of course, we had several names in there that were some movers. Talked some GameStop. Maybe we'll go over that at some point. But during the pre-market, the Mercedes-Benz and Rivian joint venture was announced to make electric vans out in Europe. That 50-50 venture going to take place in Poland, Hungary, Romania. They'll be making those vans there. That sent Rivian to the upside. It was a pretty, I mean, to say it was a strong move is a bit of an understatement. The stock went $5 in one shot. Hard reverse now and is making a bit of a double top. But yeah, look, sometimes you come in the morning, you're looking at all the right names, but you don't know what's going to pop off in that pre-market. I think we were able to bring that one live as both of you, I believe, were heavily involved, or at least involved in that trade this morning.
The new monarch's name, King Charles III. So welcome to the king. Will be, you know, obviously anointed pretty soon. And the sad news today, obviously, about the passing of Queen Elizabeth. So we've already talked about that a couple times. Just want to pass that along to you. King Charles III. So, you know, shout out to all of our people there watching across the pond and whatnot. You know, obviously a sad day there. Look, I mean, Rivian today, we've already talked about that 35 level a couple times. We hit it right here, and then we hit it again and quit it real quick. So it's like, you know, hit it there, upside, took 60 cents on the best part, lost 20 cents on the way back. These are 35.20s and 35 flat. It got out at 34.79 there. This was just a last little average in, breaks the level, only makes the move down to 34.60. And then, yeah, Neil, you caught me off surprise here. I didn't realize Rivian made the move all the way back up. And now you're kind of into this area one more time. I believe this is a short on Rivian right now. Like, you know, it's really respected that. Maybe if I, I'd sort of express this out a little bit there. You know, that high, he didn't take it again, tried to make the move back, didn't hit it. Now you're looking at the 50 period here on Rivian. So for me, you know, it's a big move up. Congratulations on whatever that deal is with Mercedes. I still think there's some more, possibly more downside back to 35 there. And then you have a nice top at 36.40. I like the trade, but you know, that 35 held again. And if you go back, we did the work early on it, which is why we got out when it was there and why we averaged into 35, right? Here's this number, here's 35 right here. Let me zoom this back out a little bit. So $35, we'll mark it off right here, roughly. So there's 35, as you guys can see. It's holding, it held there, went up to 36.50, came back, held 35, dropped it. We retested 35 right there 2 days ago. And then again today, that's the bottom. So, you know, this is a pretty easy read on the chart to take that 35 print. Would love to have it again. And then there's the top as well. There's that 36.50, you know, part of where you get out, right, on that kind of a move. So came back up. We tested that level again, which should have been the short. So watch out. I think Rivian, with this kind of news, it's up 9%. You know, any sort of carry forward in the market tomorrow or anything like that, I think Rivian is definitely now on watch. It's 35 million shares. Compare that to Lucid and things like that. Remember, you want 8 million. You want to trade names that are moving for reasons, right? Lucid obviously looks good on the chart today, some of these bottom picks as well, but why would have you traded Lucid today? So that's the thing. You got to stick with names that are moving and names that you're comfortable with. And right now that name is Rivian. I haven't even looked at Tesla today. We sort of teased that in the morning. But yeah, these 35 takes pretty good. And honestly, I think a short here, 36.50, probably needs to get put on if and when that ever comes to play one more time.
Yeah, very good point over there. And just to kind of reiterate, I had one trade on Rivian off the morning. You know, you got the news, it's positive, it runs to the upside, that's the momentum. The fade play looking good to the downside, and now surprised that it's back up, but, you know, kind of creating that resistance area at the top. And, you know, obviously showing my chart now, it's like, wow, look at that. In, out, that is the top. Yeah, you're definitely not bag holding that off the morning when it's coming through at like, what, 9 a.m.? So, yeah, a really quick scalp there, but, you know, maybe some more opportunities for sure.
Got to hit an animation if you get yourself top wick there, man. That's about as good an out as you can get. So kudos to you on that one. Asana, I mean, sometimes, look, we're going to show the chart in a second, but sometimes trades are tricky, even on a strong stock. Asana beat across the board. That was a pretty strong move for them on earnings. They even had several upgrades and price target increases. Jefferies, Piper Sandler across the board was looking pretty solid for them. Their forecasts were fantastic. Revenues for the next quarter going to be higher than expectations, and it was gapping to the upside, but that's not what happened at the open. Look, clearly, it still ended up strong. It's up 26%. But what you had to put through on that, what you had to go through on that pullback at 9:30, difficult trade, I'd say, for the long at the open on Asana, despite where we've ended up here today.
All right. Yeah, look, Asana, one of those other names that's right on the watch, on the sticky note today. And we talked about that. We like that long into the market here today. So we have Asana. You can see it on the board right now. We are long this name currently, and we're still long from the morning. So, you know, obviously we didn't get out. I was looking at 25. That's what I wrote down earlier as a level that we wanted to see if it broke it. So when it ripped up here to 24.80 and stopped, it probably should have got out of that, but didn't, and let it fall all the way back down. And unfortunately wasn't here during the noon hour, or else this would have been a reload again at that same level, trying to respect that 23 bottom. But there it is. It's a nice move. It's $1 in the money now, ASAN. And again, when you report like that, and you start the day up 20-something% and you beat all over the place, in your software, it's not something that happens too often. So I want to stay long this name. We've seen Snowflake get real strong off some of this, and there's 25, right? And so you could see these beat down names. It doesn't have a huge short float. It's only 18%. Definitely worth holding. Let's go Meta. Meta now $3 in the money. So Snowflake also $2.50 in the money, and this Asana about $1. But you could see this is why I like 25 right here. It was the dropping spot. It was the dropping spot for Asana early, drop back down, hits 19, kind of barcodes around here. Then you get that number yesterday, and it's a big move to the upside. So again, Asana, big time move. Next time it comes back up here to 25, you probably cancel that, get out of there, and take our $2. But, a big move to the upside. I'm happy to be having this name. And I think I'm going to continue to look at these names. Like, when you get an earnings report coming through, and I think tomorrow we have Docu we have tomorrow and a few other names. So there's going to be some interesting plays coming through tomorrow as well. But you definitely want to trade these names, watch the short float. And again, it's patience is key, right? Asana, we wanted to break long early, but look what it did. It just got crushed. People came in and took profits. Once the profit taking was done, we actually took it to the long side, breaking that pre-market bottom and $23. So as soon as that happened, we play the momentum to the upside. Obviously, I would have loved to get long down here. And the funny part is, it was an easy long down here too. It's just didn't have the order out and should have. It comes right into where there was some consolidation last night after the earnings report. So that was a great long down there at 21.50. I missed it. We should be in the money now, like 15-20% on this, but we're not. We're only in the money $1, which is still good. But anyways, Asana, great name to trade, and I think you got to keep looking at these plays, and we're going to have a few more coming for you tomorrow morning and tonight as some of these other names continue to report. I think it's Docu, right, Neil? That's one of the big ones that's on tap tonight.
Yeah, for sure. Well said. I really got nothing else to add there on Asana. Didn't trade it today, was watching it. Nice kind of run off the open. Looked really good to the long side. Hopefully somebody had it there. I definitely did not, as you can see from this chart here. So yeah, sometimes you can't hit them all.
You definitely can't hit them all. I'm going to bring it up because it just moved right now, but it looks like Twitter agreed to pay whistleblowers $7 million. In June settlement. This is coming, just hitting the wires now. I'm going to talk GameStop in a quick second there. But yeah, big volume spike just there through 42. And then all the way back on Twitter, if you're watching that, that would be the reason for it. GameStop here, look, they partnered with FTX. That would have been the reason why they gapped to the upside in their NFT market space. But overall, the earnings weren't fantastic. They did miss estimates if you compare to the few analysts that even cover the stock, and their losses were wider year over year. Overall, the stock did move to the upside initially after market, but the story of the pre-market was it essentially just falling right back in. It bounced off some lows, got right back up to the same high. But if you really just look at the trend throughout the day, you bought at the open, you got to those highs, and you've fallen right back down into $25. I'd say it fizzled because it couldn't get through that high. Not much trading opportunity unless you really pegged that off of those key entry levels and not doing a heck of a lot. Sometimes you have to follow where the movement is. And this one was pretty much done after lunchtime.
Yeah, I saw the funny comments there about I need to iron my shirt. Yeah, no crap. Maybe we should do that, man. Maybe we should spend some of the money, get an iron, because look, when you're sitting here like this all day, the shirt gets, wrinkly. And what can I do? We'll iron it when we get home, but that's not a bad idea. We did have like a little iron here. Maybe we'll think about doing that, one of those steam irons. Good idea for that. Yeah, we had, we have one at our house for sure. We had one around here for the green screen. I don't know where that is. I'll have to find out if that's still around. But yeah, those are good little handy things. I'm going to go short Twitter. I just want to talk about Twitter here. I know we're on GameStop, but this Twitter news just broke. And looking at that cannot be a good sign. Like you try to settle, with the whistleblower. To me, that means, let's try to keep a hush-hush on that. It's like LeBron James sending out those NDAs or whatever. You got to watch out for this. 41.60 on that break to the downside. Just be careful. If you break that, it's also a level that's come into play right there. So you got to watch out for these downside moves here coming in the market for Twitter. And I think that if I am going to get short on a break of 60. So watch out for that. That's going to be coming in. But at the same time, it's this move downside right here. 41. 41.60 or so. Let's hit that short. We have some lines up here that we can try to respect. 41.75, something like that, back in here in case we need to get stopped out. But like, yeah, it's 41.75 actually. That's fine. Right here, right here, right here. I think the downside gives us, so if we get short, let's just say 57.58. I don't know, just, with slippage, probably going to get that. And then I think that we can make a move back down to the bottom of the day, which would be that 25 cents. So I think this risk is probably well worth it, especially if this market is teetering right now. If the market slips here and starts to fall back down, look, I have 4 longs on right now, and I'll discuss them when they come up, but they're not huge positions. I do want to put something on right now for Twitter. What did I put? Oh, I put 41.58. So yeah, one more penny down and we'll get that. Look, as far as GameStop is concerned, so just watch out, that should come in soon. As far as GameStop is concerned, we talked to, I came pretty close, man, to 27.50 right there. We wanted the 27 short. We were at 26.80. Wow. I canceled because I went out, walked around, talked to the wife. I didn't want to get short when that was happening. But you could see right now, that was a pretty close to getting filled there. I was at 26.80, trying to respect this 27.50 area. If we had gotten that short, we probably would have got it out for sure when it hit VWAP down here. So watch out for GameStop. It's a nice stock to trade. Today it's up 4%, which is good. It's done 11 million shares, almost 12. Not great, but still trying to barcode. And again, I don't think this is worth trading here until news comes out. But I don't think that FTX agreement was as special as it could have been. I would have liked to see a little more details on that other than them selling FTX gift cards. They are going to try to help them out in the cryptocurrency space, and they do have that big NFT project. So for me, I own a few NFTs and made money on them, sold some. It's been all good. It's just I'm not 100% certain that the NFTs are going to catch on, and if they don't, then how much money has GameStop, sort of blown through there on their NFT marketplace? Citibank wins appeal in $500 million Revlon case? What the heck case is that? Okay, so let's go over to Revlon here. Shout out to Playmaker. I don't know if you're still in this, but this might be something to look out for. Revlon right now, down that 6%. I don't know enough about a case here. Court vacates prior ruling in favor of Revlon. Okay, so they vacated that ruling. So whatever it was, I think it was on needing more capital or something. But anyways, Revlon there loses some sort of a court battle. But as you can see, it doesn't seem to have mattered that much as we were barcoding around 660, 680. And then there's the drop. But I don't have shortable shares right now. Probably have to pay for them. Let's just have a look to see what happens if we break $6 quickly on Revlon here. And Neil, if there's any more to that, I can throw to you at any time. I don't know. I think I just covered it.
Only 2 tweets that are out there, what you said.
Yeah. So Neil and I seeing the same news there. And yeah, it doesn't look like that's going to do too much. I would say even a break of 6. We've broken it before and stopped at 565 to me. Not worth the risk down there. But maybe Revlon's a buy near this $4 mark. And then if you break 350 or so, you can get out. But for right now, Revlon continues to make that move down. I brought you the story when it was down 5%. So there goes Revlon continuing to move down. So, oh man, I wish I just would have, instead of covering this story for you, wish I just would have shorted that. There it is right there. Look at that. We talked about that. I remember it was down 5%, and I'm like, it's only down 5%. There it goes, a nice little downside move. And to join that, we have a new trade alert. So there's Revlon for you live, by the way. And then we also have a trade alert. Like CNBC, they're not going to talk about Revlon probably for 4 hours, if you're lucky, on that. And then there it is right now. Twitter breaking. We're short. We told you where we'd be. We're actually short at 59, so I don't know how that happened. But we're short 59 right now on Twitter. And, I think we want to respect something like this, 75 or so as our out here for Twitter. It looks like it's coming right back up. So, man, that short doesn't look like that's going to pay off. But still early.
Yeah,
anything on GameStop for you?
100%. Yeah, no, GameStop, I just want to say, so obviously they had earnings. And I read a headline that said they're getting sued because they're actually sharing the private chat information with third parties, and maybe it wasn't disclosed there. I'm not 100% sure. Obviously, more details to come from that. But yeah, up on the day, but kind of coming into that news, we had the level peg. It didn't actually get all the way up here. I think this might be a dark pool wick. It got up to maybe around this area here, because I think, unless this happened when I was away, no, this is actually yesterday. Sorry about that. That's 5 minutes. Yeah, so came up to this level, had the orders at 27. That was the level, didn't get there. I mean, sometimes you pay for shorts. It's the cost of doing business, and you don't end up shorting it, right? Do not just jump in because you paid. It's a sunk cost. It's a part of business, is what it is. It didn't really get to make the short favorable for me, so, I didn't trade it there. But I really thought there was opportunity. I guess there wasn't. To anybody who had the wick off bottom longs over there, congratulations, that was pretty solid. But other than that, this thing is barcoding now, maybe muted for the rest of the day.
Yeah, and just add some color to that story from Revlon, because it really some things coming in. Yeah, they're down like 10%, but volume spiking up sharply now on them. They have they had $100 million in cash at the end of last year. So $500 million to lose that appeal is obviously not going to be good for a company that has bankruptcy issues as we speak. Apple, which it could have been. I think at one point was going to be the trade of the day here. Was the big event yesterday. We had the Far Out event. We got all the new releases, the new iPhone, which Steve Jobs' daughter was mocking how it was kind of like the same thing. So she had some interesting stuff out there on Twitter. Some people more excited about the watch and some of the safety features that it had, some cool things out there. The pricing really, we're talking about this morning, I think, one of the cool things, because not needing to raise prices in the US, which is the first time, I don't want to say ever because I'm not really sure about that, but usually every single release you get a price bump, but they're keeping it the same here. Apple, however, to the downside relatively sharply when we had that big turn midday, like right at noon. We had that big sharp turn. Apple was trying to hold up there and did reverse course and dragging the market with it. We saw it showed sector watch, and most of the board is green, but some of the big tech, Apple included, to that downside, dragging us with it.
Twitter worked. So Twitter to the downside right now, it just broke 41.50, so we are nicely in the money. We did take a little bit out there. We're going to wait for a little bit lower. Into the 40s would be pretty nice. As Twitter, you can see the market bouncing around, but we picked a weak name there on that news of the whistleblower. So we'll take out 25% of that because the market's not doing anything. If the market was tanking, we'd be holding on to this guy because I think we got the right name there. But the market's actually going up. So I just want to give one quick update too before we talk about Apple, because we will do that. We are now in the money, $3 on Meta. You can see we take that. We're very, very patient with this name. We take that dip and buy it and run that to the upside. Then look what we did again. We let Meta fall down into the market lows right now. We take that, 158.50. First out 159, next out 159.50, next out 160. These are 158.50s. Next out 160.50. Every single one of these, that's 50 cents, that's $1, that's $2. Now we're in the money 3, and we're at the highs right now of Meta. So might take this out for sure. I don't know what that means, but if it comes back up to the upside 162, I want to look at that, see what the market's doing at that time. But I will for sure take it out if we break back down below 161. We crack back down below that 50 period. We take that down, and we're going to get out of Meta. My boy over here, I know the 50 period is a solid indicator because I know now Luca is now looking at it. So that's legit right there. Okay, quickly about Apple. Yeah, Apple would have been the trade of the day. Unfortunately, this is how the chart was looking, and it was like bleh on that. We wanted to go long 154, and the reason why I wanted to show it to you, but again, this is why I didn't have it. Yesterday, 154 held. So we had that Apple event, that bottom of 153.70, and again, I apologize for this. I'll make this as quick as possible. That 153.70 held yesterday. So we took it long today, made good money on it. Then it came back in. We took the long again, and it didn't hold, so we got out on that 153.80 break. It came back up, touched 154. We took the long again, and that's where we are right now with Apple. So you can see what we're doing here. Oh, man, that looks a little bit better. Here's our takes. Here's our outs. We don't have anything out at the top. We took it again at 154. We got out when it broke. We took it again. It broke. We got out. So that's back-to-back losers there after some winners on Apple. Everything is fine on the trade today. I'm looking to go long right now, actually. I think I'm going to get punched in. There it is. So live on the show. Decent position to put on right now for me on Apple. Apple retakes that level. It takes the 200 period. It takes this out right now as the market starts to make a move to the upside. That's what we're doing here on Apple. So we just punched the long there. Let's see if it can work out. So there it is right there. Long on Apple. A little bit too late, but I wanted to clear all that, and I wanted to clear this. So right now we're long on Apple. Let's see where it goes. Long right now, 13s. Nothing to like write home about, but let's see if it can get back up to the upside. First look, I mean, if we can get 50s, that'd be great. That's VWAP, and that's the bottom right there. So far, so good on this Apple. Temporarily good on this Apple long. You trade Apple today, Luca?
Oh, I traded a bunch of Apple, absolutely crazy. I'm actually long Apple right now, and, looking like it's breaking out. That 154 level kind of feels strong, and just lining it up with the overall ES right now. Like, look at the ES, right? It went sideways for a bit. We reclaimed that overall dip. Now we're back above 4,000. I don't think it's too much to ask for this to run to 40.10 and then make a high. Like, it is possible, right? I mean, look at this. This is a huge sell-off, and it lined up with the Apple sell-off, and we went all the way back up. So, Apple kind of slow, just kind of lagging, but at the same time, feels good right now. So we're in the long. We'll see if we can get towards VWAP there. In terms of morning trades on it, hopefully you guys saw that live. That was pretty sick. Bottom buy over there. Simply based on the fact that we were just kind of wicking lower and holding that level. We popped over here, came back, took the long at the bottom of the area, risking off bottom. Nice move to the upside, cover some at VWAP, covered some here, and obviously I say this every time, like pay yourself, if you're long, like sell the strength, right? Sell the strength. And I was holding the last piece, and I had my orders up here, and I thought, maybe 156.50, maybe we can get there. And the reason being is because on the daily, we have the 50 period, right? So I'm just recycling the same idea over and over again, and it seems to be working for the past couple days. So I will continue to do it until it stops. But because we sort of rejected there, I'm like, you know what? It's lunchtime. Prad's now on the midday show, and guys, I want to quickly cover this because this is actually hilarious. I don't know if you could hear me right now. I think I told him today, but look at this, right? So this is Chicago time, so it's going to be 1 minute delay or 1 hour behind. So this is 11:30. Prad steps on the show, and you best believe it, the free fall in full effect. So I it was sort of a gut feeling. I was like, Prad's now on. I think it's time to cover my longs here. So I covered the long, and
I have to stop you right there. Never ever cover your longs because Prad takes the mic. You know what I'm saying? I like what you're saying about the gut feeling. I think that's important. But please, it's the same as us. Like, just because we come on and I turn this guy around to a bull doesn't mean you cover your shorts.
Yeah,
but I do like the story, and I do like that. I just don't want people like following that methodology.
Yeah, guys,
unproven methodology.
Create some data before you do this stuff. But anyways, covered that. It just felt right. We have the 50 period on the daily kind of right over this area. So I figured there would be some resistance, and I thought maybe we'll touch it, but if we don't, I mean, I've already paid myself, so what's the difference if I get out here or here on the last piece? And I just got out, had a very stress-free afternoon walking around, and then this dip comes into play. And, didn't short it, but I think that 153.50 area, that is a new low. So the break of 153.50 is when volume really picked up. It's a new low on Apple. And now we're back above. So clearly we went down, the selling took place, the volume subsided, we went a little bit sideways, the market now holding up. So this is kind of my theory, my thesis going into the end of the day. Like, if we're going to break above 4,000, Apple has room to go. Maybe we get a VWAP test. Maybe we come all the way back up. And, I have no idea where it's going, but just based on this, is like, if this was support before, maybe turns to resistance, which lines up with VWAP. So, still 30 cents away, so I'm going to hold on, but probably take the majority off at VWAP if we get there.
All right. I did not mean to interrupt you there, but, talking about that. Okay, so quickly, we did average into our Twitter trade, but I'm trying to get out of it a little bit now. Let's go to Neil quickly, and then we'll discuss Twitter.
A couple of moves here. I see on the move again. They got 3 upgrades 2 days ago. They got 3 upgrades yesterday. They got another one this morning. Iveric Bio. This will Stifle this morning that gave them the upgrade. It just broke through 17 in a huge volume spike. Double top previous to that breakout. You can see on the daily. It's in rarefied air. So IC is 1. And then Tandem, TNDM. They actually got a downgrade this morning. I'm not seeing anything that hit the wire that I can see at about just before 2 o'clock. And they started going absolutely strong to the upside here through 48.50. Now approaching highs of the day, $53 to the top, 16% up on the session. And they got downgraded this morning. So TNDM, another one of these runners breaking at those highs.
Sir, thanks for that news. I just wanted to quickly talk about, oops, did I just get it? Oops, I put the wrong order out for AMD. I meant to put it out for Apple. Okay. So Twitter, I didn't get filled there. So Twitter right now, again, we did take a 70 fill there to average into that price, and now we just got a 60 bid. And the reason why I'm getting out of this, the market is starting to break higher right now, right? So as the market breaks higher, if we could take this level out, 12,300, then maybe we go back to the highs of the day right there. So maybe your theory is right. Prad stopped on the show at 1 o'clock, and then there it is. Nice nice little move back up. You might be onto something here, Luca. So yeah, maybe funding secured for another week. But there it is, a nice little move to the upside. So we're going to get out of some Twitter here just because it's breaking higher. Not out of it all. I still have 40% of it, but I'm not as confident as I was because the market's breaking. But we have a weak name into that market. Part of why I got out of it was because, wow, okay, Apple, come to the party. Nice little move there, 154.30. We're long at 13. You guys saw me take that break right there on, live. We were talking about Apple as it happened. Now we got to wait for that 50 level. I'm actually out of half now that we rip up here, and it's just how many afternoons, and yesterday maybe was the exception, but there's a lot of afternoons here where we kind of just sat on our hands in the market and it didn't move that much. So when we do get some outsized moves here, like what's happening basically right now, I mean, it's trying to go right back to this level. Barcode here for about an hour, make one move up, come back, test that bottom. Now you're back here testing the top again. I think it's foolish if you're long not to get out of something up here, especially if it's a new long. I mean, that's why when you're going to see me holding Snowflake, you're going to say, well, Sean, if you think that's true, then why don't you get out of Snowflake, right? Well, I mean, I'm long right now in the money $3, and I like to see it take out some of these levels here. So if the market continues to go, then I'm here for Snowflake. I just don't want to scalp it out right now. I could have done that already. If the market breaks, then I think Snowflake is going to go a hell of a lot higher on that play. The same thing with, I should have got out of this one for sure. Asana came right back in. It hit that level again, hit that level. Then once it broke back down below 24, when we were talking about it, I should have got out, wasn't paying enough attention, looking for new positions, not taking proper care of my old ones. So that Asana should have got out right there. Honestly, now, I feel like we just bounced off of VWAP right there for Asan. So if that comes back, what is that level? That's 23.50 dead on. I'm just going to put an order at 24, man. If this rips to the upside, we're going to make a hell of a lot of money on everything else that we have, including this name. So let's get out if we break anywhere near here. $24 for Asana. That's where we're going to put that in. And then hopefully my man Luca can go to his Asana tonight and relax, chill out, do your thing. Is that something you go post-workout into the sauna? What's your routine like for that?
I think everybody should go to the sauna at least 4 times a week. If you can, heat therapy goes such a long way. 180, 220 degrees Fahrenheit, best temperature for myself. And if I get a workout in, yeah, I'll do a post-workout. But sometimes, you just got a sauna and you're not working out that day, but it is what it is, It goes such a long way for mental health, physical health. So yeah, I preach it every time. Stay healthy, and ice baths as well if you have access to that. Maybe not the best thing to do sauna to ice bath. Give yourself a little break or kind of switch it up. Is it the best? Well,
greatest thing for recovery.
So I would do it, but people say it shocks your heart. It might give you a heart attack. So I want to give the disclaimer. Don't listen to me.
Medical advice.
Yeah, don't listen to me. Listen to yourself. Do whatever. But yeah, it's definitely good. It goes such a long way. I don't know if I could live without it, to be honest. So yeah, just
people saying that many times a week is not healthy, but I think as long as you're still healthy, there's all good.
Yeah, like 3-4 times a week, 20 minutes, not too bad.
Sauna steam, yeah. Okay. All right. Whoa. Hello. Market is in the building again. Shout out to Mike Crehan's wife. What's up, Mike Crehan's wife? Thank you for your kind words, by the way, that she was mentioning on here. I've lost it there.
What just happened?
Might not even be Mike's wife. I don't even know. Okay. What?
Yeah, that was like, okay, thank you.
Like my stop orders are going to trigger, or did they already? Apple to the downside right now. Hello. This market is absolutely cracking right now. No idea what is up with that. Now down goes Snowflake. Everything's still fine, but down goes Snowflake. Down goes some of the. I just talked about getting out of a sauna up here. Now I should have gone to the sauna. Oh, Meta. That's a bad trade there for Meta. We don't need to be in this, so let's just punch out of that one before it looks even worse. We did get out of our Meta right there. We talked about that. That filled us just before this move. We got it at the high for Meta, and then Meta drops down like this. Look where we just got out. We just got out at 161.80. Look at that trade. 158.50 to 162. Neil, what you got?
Yeah, just quickly, my chart just crashed, but I can show you this right here. What just happened, nothing hit the wire, but we just broke 4,000 very temporarily on the ES. Wick topped it and then came back to the downside. So that sharp drop is what happens sometimes when you get like a chart pattern, a rejection of a breakout, and then the algo starts selling off as we rejected that bit of a breakout. So all I see is a technical misfire on a break of 4,000 on the ES, which has been resistance all afternoon.
Yeah, let me just say
Shoot.
something very quickly here. This is not going to look pretty, but guys, the long, taking some off, and again, this is why you pay yourself, because if you're explaining why the sauna is so good, you might fail to realize that the thing just moved 60 cents against you. And you punch out at the exact bottom because I think, well, I don't know what's going on. This is the thing. In the back of my head, I actually had that, Neil. The 4,000, I was like, hey, we did it once. Maybe we could do it again, so got to be cautious. But I was like, yeah, maybe we're breaking out. And I look back and I'm like, okay, there we go, down to the downside. But, that's why, and I said it before, it's like I'm taking the majority out just because it doesn't feel like we're running all the way. So, get it out in the last piece, unfortunately, get the punch out there. But whatever is what it is. Sometimes it do be like that. That's why I utilize stop orders when you're, half paying attention, I'd say.
Yeah, I just feel, I would have liked to get longer on that move down, but wasn't sure. I didn't see any story, and then it was 4,000, and it should have clicked into that as well. I look at the NASDAQ all the time. The NASDAQ 12,000 to me is a bigger level, but yeah, you cannot ignore the broader market with the S&P right there. And here, let's just switch up this chart. All I gotta do is type in ES here, and it should switch up. So there it is. Yep, should. Just because you say should doesn't mean it will. There it is right there. So yeah, Neil's right. But the thing is like, I'm just gonna call BS again on that, because like that can't be anything. Like we're just not that is probably what it was, but it's just like, okay, we broke it to the upside there and did nothing. We've hit it to the downside there again. But these are violent moves off there. Algos will get triggered, and not only that, that was probably more violent because it made a top. Like we topped out here. So when it fails, people are like, okay, let's go. It failed. Now let's prove to the market that this is what it wants to do and continue its downside move. But again, it only goes as far as it was an hour ago, stops, and comes all the way back. So that went down 15 points an hour ago. This time it went down 13 points, and now it's going to be right back to the upside here. So I just feel bad not buying more down there, and I'm going to switch this back over to the NASDAQ right now so I can look at that a little more accurately. But that's what that is. That's the NASDAQ. That's the market. Ed, thanks for covering it for sure. I feel stupid not getting longer on Apple. I didn't get out, and I'm sorry that your stop hit there, but at the same time, that is what it is. Right there. Oh, here it is. Here's the move back down. So here we go.
Now's your chance.
Now I got filled on Meta again? There's too many random orders I have right here. All right, so we're gonna watch out for that. Here's Apple. Here's Apple filling again. We just got to fill there at VWAP at the 50 period at 90. That drop-off spot there is 70, so we'll give that a little bit more room down here into the 60s to be wrong. But here we go. I'm putting my money where my mouth is. I didn't think that drop was that major there. Could, but we just take a little bit of a long here in Apple. Let's see what we could do with this one. Long now, Apple off that bottom wick. We'll see if we can make this money here on Apple. If the market does retrace back, there it is right there. We take 15 cents, and we'll see if we can get a little bit higher than that.
Yeah, guys, just quickly, it's like I'm getting out, but this is the beauty. I can get back in, and here I am back in. You make a good point, but I like the long, right? I like if it's holding here. If we sell off, we sell off. I don't think we have frustrating trade of the day.
We do now. You go ahead. Take it over.
Let me just quickly, I just want to pull this up and just kind of, guys, I don't know if anybody was trading IMRA today, and somebody in the chat before was like, let's go IMRA, running to the upside. Yeah, guys, the long is good. Abort the short, please, because this is just not working. I tried the short so many times. The fills from yesterday are not showing, but I shared it yesterday. You can go back to that video if you want to see it. I tried so hard to short this thing, and it just was not going down. I'm like, man, this thing. And then in the aftermarket, we're going higher. I'm like, okay, maybe we run to 220 and the short will be good. So had it this morning, collected the winner. Really tried to get aggressive over here for a high day flush. Lost on that. Didn't trade it for the rest of the day. Saw it at 250 just before we jumped on here, and I was like, okay, here we go. Break 250. This is the move. This is the move. And we didn't break 250. And I was like, oh my God. Every time I hit it, I lose. And then the one time that it doesn't actually do the over-under and I don't have it, and then you get the flush, it's like, oh my God. Sometimes, it's frustrating. It is what it is. And I had the same kind of ideology on Ruby, but the thing with this one is this is SSR. So you can't, for myself, I can't really hit the bid, so I'm not really going to wait for the over-under and smash it. But this coming back down to VWAP here, my target, maybe I should have covered there actually. But, I'm thinking there's a chance that maybe we get to 28. So that's kind of where I think we're going. And, we did top out at high day again, right? I was waiting for that high day. I figured, let me play off the size. We had some. So that worked well. And, IMRA, which I'm like, I really love this one, just kind of missed it. But that area right over there, 250, solid, reversion trade there. You can't get them all, but yeah, that's my frustrating name of the day.
I was talking with a trader here from the works, deals with all the algos and stuff like that, and he was saying that he's reading some reports. 2,600 on the ES? I don't know. I don't know if we may, the odds may be to get to 2,600 before we get to 4,800 again, but yeah, that seems like a little bit of an aggressive target there. Twitter, look at this. So Twitter came right in and we sat there and took some fills, man. Came right back in. The short on Twitter's been working. There's a nice little rally back up to the upside on this name. And I guess that whistleblower story is not much. So I feel like right now the proper thing to do is probably to get out of Twitter because it's not reacting the way I thought it would. I mean, it did here. It did initially. We get that initial bump down. Remember, we had to hold this about 6 or 7 cents against us, and then we take that profit about a dime. The lowest it goes is 46 there. So I don't know. And then we just made that move down on the break, and literally Twitter was like, hold my beer. So we used to have that hold my beer graphic, by the way. That was kind of fun. But right now, I guess there's not much happening here with Twitter today. So we'll watch it. If it goes, it goes. And unfortunately, we did reload up. We did reloaded. There, what's up, Rob? I saw Rob there talking to me about to say something about, let's go Pixie in Sean's voice. So there it is. I'll say it for you and I'll talk about it in a minute. Yeah, Apple, we got more out here as we bought that dip and then got it out above here around this 154.05, 06 area. We've been taking some out. Let's hold that again into the 60s. We've taken off some risk on this name in case this move continues to the downside. Yeah, there goes Apple. So we'll hold Twitter just because. Snowflake here. I don't want to treat this thing like a snowflake, but if it's going to come back down, that's 178. That wick bottom is 177.85. So you take that down. Unfortunately, we may have to end this trade for $2 winner, but it is in the money. Well, it's in the money right now, $2. If it does break down, then it won't be that. We did take Snowflake early, got hit on that 180 break. That's really the only bad trade that we have here. We've averaged in, took some money out of this name, made a lot of it back considering the damage that we did there, long there and out, and then we hit the long again and don't have that top wick, which does suck. We'll talk about Pixie in a minute. We'll quickly look at this. Yeah, Pixie's not doing anything, Rob. Sorry about that. What's up, Neil?
For 100% up, right? It's not really doing a heck of a lot. So look, XpressSpa is making an interesting move. It's up like 12% right now, 12.26. Hey, that's an interesting number combination. Now it's going even higher. But the entire way up, this is, I don't know if you guys can see this. I didn't have time to enlarge it, but the bid ask has kind of looked like this, stacked with the same size. And this is what I saw when it was at 115. And now I'm seeing it at the high of the day at 119, exactly the same amount on the bid, seemingly following it to the upside. And it is like the slowest crawl up 10% that you will see. But I have been watching this for the last little bit and showing some signs of strength there in XpressSpa. I don't see any news. I remember these were the guys that were doing, they were essentially in every single airport, a lot of airports in the US, and then transitioned to being testing centers. And that was a bit of a pandemic play. Now breaking back out through $1 here today, XpressSpa.
All right, XpressSpa. I'm just looking here again. As this market retraces back to the upside, I am trying to get out of this Twitter, right? I mean, if we do, we do. Apple did retrace all the way back. I was trying to get more long. It didn't really fill me down there, and yeah, it went to 75. We were at 75. Should always put it like if you're gonna bid 75, man. Like you would think after 21 years, Luca. I would maybe put 77.
Wait, it doesn't get easier?
Huh. Funny one.
That's
the problem is then you have kids and you get married, then you get more gray hairs, you put on a bit of weight, the market just continues to like give you the finger every day, and it's a hell of a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, lots of fun.
So welcome to date. We're just playing around. Yeah. You got to stick with your rules and stick with everything. And yeah,
100%.
You will eventually one day, my friend, have some gray hairs. Hopefully not sooner rather than later.
If they come, they come. If they don't, they don't.
They're coming.
Gray hairs. If you're listening,
now this thing's gonna go off.
You could stay away for a little longer. I say that much. But I just want to say very quickly, Apple. So just to reiterate, this trade jumped back into the trade, looking like it was going to hold. How many times do we see this? And let me just quickly remove these fills because I don't want it to distract from the kind of example here. It's like it's giving the wick off bottoms. You got the wick off bottom, the wick off bottom, the wick off bottom, and the beauty of the wick off bottom kind of strategy, not really a strategy, but like the beauty of it is that when it looks like it is going to sell off, and then when it comes back through, it gives you like that explosive move back to the upside. So if this didn't happen, this would not happen back to the upside. So, you know, not to kind of bring back my fills, just to give this example, you know, I added, and then it broke, and then it came back, and I added again, and I was like, this one I really love. So I added the size, it jumped up, and I'm like, okay, and then we're back at, you know, 154. So I think it's like add the size, like take a little bit off just for the really quick scalp play. And I covered everything. So I'm just like, that's not what I wanted to do. So, you know, yeah, that's trading for you. Sometimes, but here's the thing, you know, I still like the trade, so I jumped right back into it. So still long, and I think I missed out on 2 cents or whatever, no big deal. But I really think that, you know, if the market, if this is a little fake out on the market, and it's going to now, you know, jump back, because we did it before, we jumped back, maybe we do it again. You know, 4,000 being sort of a resistance level, just a psychological level, but in my mind, it is a magnet level. Like, we are not like, it's like we already had the sell-off. Are we gonna really sell off again? Like, maybe, but then it'll just be obvious to get out of the trade. So it's like, I'm gonna play the magnet effect to 4,000. I'm long Apple, thinking that maybe we pop. If we don't, it's very obvious, get out. If we, like, for me, it's like, we break 153.70, like, which will be a low, then like, I'm out of that one, right? Because at this point, it should go. It should probably go. If it doesn't, probably going to be a little bit weaker. So yeah, I'll hold on to that one, see if we can actually get that initial VWAP test that I was looking for the first time around.
All right, here goes Apple. Yeah, good talk there. And I think that you got to look at numbers. You got to look at your VWAP, all that kind of stuff. And now that I do that, I mean, Apple is nowhere near anything like that. But, you know, it's right back into these levels again. Like, I don't know what's so good about this 154.10 spot, but it was like the bottom there. It broke it and tanked, and now it doesn't want to go any higher. So I think I'm just going to just continue. There we go. Just took it at 06 there. You know, just continue to get out of some of this. Apple trade, we're getting lighter and lighter on it. But, you know, that's one that's going to try to work for us. Meta, we should have just got, maybe we'll just put a 40 out there and get out of Meta. Let's do that right now. Actually, I'm already at 44. So again, waiting for 44 there. Trying to be better, right? Wait for 44, not 45, not 50. So learning our lesson on that one. Asana is close, man. I'm just saying, why don't we just cash this guy out right now? We're 70 cents in the money. I'm literally waiting at 98 here. It got as high as 93 on that move, but this is pretty close here to the $24 mark. So I mean, we can wait for it. I mean, that's $23.95, a little bit of a break higher here. If this market does get a little bit more excited, Asana will work, and we will get that 24. So let's, I don't know. Like Neil says, man, I keep saying we will get that, but that's a certain term, and we are not to speak in certain terms. So I think that I'm going to probably get out. I mean, I don't have to worry about this. If I say it, we could just do it. So, you know, let's see about getting out here, you know, 89, 90, something like that, and just cancel our 98, and Bob's your uncle, and we'll see if we can get that fill and get out of there. All right. Twitter, only 4 cents in the money. It's not doing anything. We did get out of a little bit there. I told you that we were getting nervous about the trade. It's a positive trade for us. There it is. Yes, sir. We'll go bang. We haven't did too many of those here in the power hour, but there's Asan, got out of that. And look, the thing is, whether or not you're in this with me from the beginning of the show, or you got in when we just talked about it right here on VWAP, good retracement back to the upside there on Asana, and we'll take that out right here at 89. I believe, or did I get 90s? What did I put it at? I put it at 89. We get the 89 out, and now it's a nice little upside, hopefully move here for Asan, for anybody that's in this. I don't think any of you are short, so I'm going to say congratulations to everybody long this name. I think that's the right play, and we are now out of that. Just make sure, and me and Neil always remind ourselves of this. It's almost power hour, first of all, 3 o'clock. We got to say, normally today, it's Thursday. Normally we have Danielle Shea on. She won't be with us anymore for a little while because she is now officially on maternity leave. So congratulations to her and her family, adding more to that. So we say, you know, good luck with everything, and hopefully, well, not hopefully, we will, I hope, actually, I should say hopefully, see her back on after some time. And so spend time with your family, and your Trader TV Live family, Danielle, will always be here. So you come back when you're ready. I just got to talk to her because hopefully we can have someone else. There's a couple people that work with her. Didn't get them scheduled this week. Hopefully we can next week. So that's where Danielle Shea is, if a lot of you are asking.
Can I just say one thing? Wall Street Fighter in the chat, thank you. Luka looks like Luka. Everyone's like, Luka looks like this guy. Luka looks like that guy. And I was like, guys, I'm Luka. I look like myself. And thank you for that. So I saw that, I highlighted it, and I was like, I gotta revisit this because yes, I look like Luka, and I say this every time. You look like yourself. Be genuine. Don't be somebody else, man. Just be yourself. I want to quickly talk about Mullen here. This thing kind of popped off the morning, faded back down, looking like it was going to hold, then had the initial breakdown. And here's the thing. When it looks like it's holding, then it breaks down, support turns to resistance, can't really get above, can't get above that 50 period. You got VWAP overhead, not really retesting VWAP. Now it's breaking down. I was actually eyeing this at the 70 level. There was some size, the 70 cent level. There was some size, and as soon as we took that out, it's just been fade all the way to the downside. So, you have the kind of, call it positive catalyst. It looked like it was up. You had the overhead resistance at 80. And for myself, if we tapped, I guess, 85 cents, kind of that was my general area, just in between 80 and 90 cents. I was like, okay, that's resistance. Let's see if we can get a trade going. But this thing didn't even want to touch 80 cents, and that was like a nice top wick. You had the resistance there, fade back down. I'm kind of beating myself up on this one. Maybe I should have taken some just to kind of remind myself, and then I would have saw it down here and been like, okay, I'm so far in the money. Let's add to this because this thing is just fading. Shout out to anybody who had that short off the resistance level over there. I don't know the next time this thing's going to be over $1, man. This is like just kind of every time it's up, just fading back down. And
you don't know when? You can.
We can ask, yeah. Let's ask.
You ask it. I mean,
what do you do?
What do you mean? What do you do?
Just
You never used an 8-ball before?
Never.
Wow. Okay. So yeah, this must be a generational thing. So you gotta like hold the bottom part like that. Yeah. And then ask it something, shake it up, and then turn it over, and it will give you the answer.
All right. Will Mullen be over $1 before the year ends?
Ooh, I sure hope it says yes, man. No, they might not be able to see it. You gotta hold it. Yeah, hold it this way on the table. Put it on the table.
Oh.
There you go. Now, can you read that? Sometimes it's sketchy. This is $1.
Oh, you may rely on it.
Boom.
All right.
There you go. So anybody, Luka has now used the magic 8-ball there, and it will be relied upon that it gets over $1 before year end, is what you said, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you got a couple months for that one. I think next time do it a little more like, do like in the next week or something. And then we can double check it. But bada bing, says Enrique. What's up, Enrique? Yeah, that's right. Luka with the magic touch there for all you Mullen fans. What's up, Neil?
Just a couple things. First of all, they could just reverse split and they'll be above $1. So doesn't mean it's good things for Mullen. I know I had to say it, dude, because it's true. Like that's exactly what they could and very well might do. I have no idea what's going on with Bausch & Lomb, but BHC and Bausch & Lomb Health are both getting absolutely crushed. But I wanted you, because I know you're in this right now. Ruby, that short is getting real close. I mean, for you. There, Luka, this is getting really close to breaking down. It kind of feels like if it doesn't go here, that triple top is a big one, and it is worth mentioning when you look at that 150, it's a significant level on the daily chart. Gets to this 150, reverses here, triple top. When they don't follow through, they usually break to the downside, but BHC is still getting crushed. I'll keep looking for news on it, but I don't really see what's going on with Bausch & Lomb, following a heck of a lot more than the market is, to be sure.
All right, we're going to go bang with that one. Yeah, thanks, Neil. We will talk about Bausch & Lomb in a minute. There goes Apple again, the apple of my eye today. Look, buy, out, buy, out, buy. We just bought. I told you guys we were down here. I actually got 73s that time, not 75s. So we take that bottom tick right into that support one more time. So yeah, we hit that. We hit that pretty good, man. That was a good little win for us. And look, we basically got nothing out until we got to that 50 period, which was 92. So it's a good little trade for us. 73s to 92. In what is, now it's coming back down. Like, yeah, to take this opportunity to put an offer out. Maybe we get filled there. Nah, it doesn't. At 90, put another one out too. Oh, we missed an 80. Wow, you see, I'm putting the offers out, and then it's just bang down to the downside. So that goes to show, man, sometimes you do need to put out that order and make sure that, you either mark it in, because, it was just at 90 there, and I tried to get 93s, and I tried to get 87s. Here's the move back down for that name as we're falling. All right, well, the market's coming back in, and remember I said that I wanted to, maybe get rid of Twitter? Well, this is why. Twitter's not doing anything right now. It should be falling a lot harder than it is. Let's put a bid, I guess, now at 59, see if we grab that. Snowflake, still, I don't know. I kind of want to hold this one. Again, this one's not really doing anything if the market rips. I think like we have relative strength here in Snowflake. We could try to get this to the long. I would actually almost buy this name on any move down. It's just, I don't, what time is it? 3:03. I think we could probably take Snowflake. It does look a lot like the market right there. If you think the market's going to stay positive, it just turned red. But if you think it's going to be on the positive side, this is what Snowflake looks like. It has a lot of gas to the upside. So this is one that I'm looking at. I think we can do this, man. What is this price? 178.30. All right. To steal a line from Neil, I'm your Huckleberry. I'll take that right there. 178. Now here it comes in. Maybe I won't take it. 178. What is that bottom? All right, that's not enough room. Like, I can't go. You can't go long right now. I mean, I could take this price, go long 178.30, and only give yourself 50 cents. Actually, that's fine. I think that's worth it. Let's get some long on Snowflake. But the market's breaking down here. We're below, you know what, I think I'm going to scratch that idea. We're below the 50 period and still trying to go again. We're trying to break that level right there. If it holds great, then we can relook at some of those longs. But that's why we cash out. I only have, there we go, now Apple's out. I was going to say that's why we only have half of our Apple trade. So here it goes. Now the market's really starting to crack lower now. So yeah, just be careful. I think we'll just get out of Snowflake on a 178 break and reevaluate after.
I'm looking at IMRA, and this thing is fading, and I'm like, I should have shorted here, Now it's like way too low, so, you know, yeah, frustrating trade of the day. Yeah, just to mention on Ruby, you know, that 150 level, extra solid, and look at this. Literally pop, fade back down, pop, high of day clear out, instantly flush back down. So that's what I was looking for until I realized that it was SSR. I'm like, hey, it's SSR, so I got to actually take the short. So took the short, and I'm sort of wondering, like, do I just cover here? I kind of feel like, you know, we're going to touch 128, but is it weird to just cover here at VWAP? I mean, we're at VWAP. You know what? I'll give it a couple more moments. I mean, we got like 55 minutes still, so, you know, I don't think we're going back up, but obviously anything's possible. If volume picks up, anything can happen, but kind of feels like volume's muted there. That was a nice short. I think we're 11 cents in the money. Not too crazy, but again, it's a $1.40 stock, so, you know, I'll take that win. I'll take that win. Extra nice, and, you know, I'm kind of looking for this action, right? A little bit of a dip, take the fills, and then whatever happens after that happens. But yeah, you know, that Apple trade, kind of glad that I had the stop order, but then I look back and I'm like, okay, tell me on the bottom wick again, because it triggered and then bounced back. But, you know, this time it's sort of like bounce, 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 but we're at the 50 period, now we're below. So, you know, Sean makes a good point. 50 period doesn't lie. We broke below there, so, you know, I'm out of the trade. It is what it is. You know, took some of the win, now taking the L there, but whatever, no big deal. And we'll see what happens. I mean, I guess it doesn't want to really go up. And if we're looking at the overall market to kind of line things up with how, you know, obviously all large caps are moving together, we actually bounced at 39.80. So if 39.80 holds, maybe we get some consolidation. But again, you know, there's maybe like an hour left, so it's not the same as getting the consolidation at this point in the day. But, you know, if we want to make that run back to the high, like, it would have to happen sooner rather than later.
No, I mean, getting stopped out sucks. I got stopped out of that Apple as well on that 60 break. So, I mean, I might have made bottom wick on that as well. Snowflake did not break yet. We already have our out there coming through. And then the disappointing stock of the day for me, even though it's a winner and we're up on it, is going to be Twitter, because it's not doing anything in this market move down. I would have thought Twitter could have gone. And then there's Apple. We all got, I mean, I think everybody took that out, which makes sense. It did even break 50. So I have a better out at 60, but, you know, still not great. As here it comes, right back upside again. This is the frustrating part of it. What's up, Neil?
Not DWAC. Well, I guess DWAC is up on the session, or up 2%. But twice today, first earlier in the session, they adjourned their shareholder vote till 3, and this is what happened. It tanked at about noon. They did the same thing just now, postponing till 5, and you saw it get down to 23. It is recovering, but that's exactly what it did last time. Before wick top, then made some fresh lows. You see that's what's happening, it looks like here again. There is a poll up. I don't know if you guys caught it, but the people wanted a poll. Will the ES finish in the green today? Maybe we can ask that. It looks like it's 50-50 right now. I was going to ask, are the Bills going to win tonight? But apparently it's the trading show, so everyone wants to know how the market is going to end up. Your thoughts?
My thoughts are the Bills are minus 140 to win. So they're supposed to win, and I think they do. I know. I think they get the win easily tonight, to be honest with you. Stafford, I think he had his sort of And look, I mean, there's going to be Rams fans. I'm going to get crushed now probably. But I think Stafford is a little overplayed a little bit last year. I still like Stafford, but apparently he has not the great shoulder right now. And those Bills are pissed off. And for good reason. They should have never lost to Kansas City in the first place. They didn't even get the ball back. And that defense has something to prove as well because they let the Buffalo Bills down there in the fourth quarter. And then, of course, in overtime, they didn't even have the ball. So I think the Bills are I mean, how many wins this year? I think they could go 12-5, 13-4, something like that. So
the line, I think it's actually
12 and
11
a half.
I think it's
like
11 and a half for the year.
I'd go over on 11 and a half, to be honest with you. I mean, my big risk about them would be, of course, they bench Josh Allen or something like that for the week 16 or 17, possibly. I don't know. They probably don't even have a backup. Used to be Mitchell Trubisky. Case Keenum. Okay, so
it's okay.
That's fine. Case Keenum is okay. All right, Neil, new story here. You might have missed it, but Abbott there, ABT, breaking a little bit lower here. And why, again, Abbott Labs is because potential for Abbott Mitra clip lock malfunction. You know? So whatever that means. But we're going to go short on that. So I saw that news came in, and we're shorting that right now on Abbott Labs. So let's see if that move will, pay us off a little bit here. I feel like, the market's coming down. We have this. Let's take a piece out. Obviously, you could see by my reaction to the story, I have absolutely no idea about this. So we'll just wait to see. Look, we trade price action here. I saw it hit. And whenever Abbott or like Moderna or, any of these kind of companies run into some issues, they spend so much money. And again, I don't know what this is, but they spend so much money on R&D and things like that when they get failures, it's never a good thing. So we're going to watch out to see what that wants to do now. Hopefully that can come into the downside. Our snowflake still, man, hasn't broke. Like the future is just dancing around. Apple is a no-fly zone now for me. And like it just went up to 153.90 there, and then right back to where I stopped out again. So I just feel like even though the market's look at the market, not doing anything, and Apple's going up and down 40 cents, net pop for me on that one. We don't want that. Abbott Labs, yeah, buddy. This could turn out to be like my best trade, which is, well, it won't be. Meta is by far and away my number one name is actually AMD, followed by Meta today, and then we had a nice little trade on Rivian as well, and Snowflake hover. I mean, we're gonna get stopped out of Snowflake probably. There it is, Abbott. Let's take another piece out. Like I said, man, we'll just keep taking this out, bidding 60s. Hopefully we get filled there, and then we'll just slowly get this out as it comes back down to the downside here. Part of this move, there it goes. It wipes out 60 and comes right back, but we take it out. Our fill's in there somewhere. You can find it if you want. Nice little move there for Abbott. We'll see about this bottom. I'm not respecting any of these levels. I'm Dr. disrespecting them because honestly, this is a news story. So like there's no reason for it to hold. This is not like a technical bounce or anything like that. We are now at a 40% of this play as we go. So that's Abbott. Twitter can do nothing. And then everything else, we're not in anything else. Let's find some shorts, Luca. Is there anything you're looking at right now?
No, I mean, I don't know. You're just like, yeah, I'm not looking at Apple. And I'm like, should I go long here? And then I'm like, nah, I don't know. We'll see if something sets up there. GSAT actually making new lows. It's now at 172. Keep in mind, again, SSR, that daily level of around, 160, 150. I don't know if we get there today, but maybe, kind of danger, but maybe good for a bounce. So I'll keep my eye on that one. Maybe wants to run down, kind of reclaim, good for a 10-cent bounce there. And yeah, I'm actually surprised that Twitter, didn't really, like this is the thing, right? News drops, pops, drop. Like if you didn't catch the move from up here, maybe scalpable from over here, but now kind of surprised that we're just like barcoding. I really thought like we'd continue, there'd be some movement there, but yeah, I guess not. And just kind of reviewing my watch list over here, going over everything. Yeah, Mullen just continuing to go to the downside. Apple seems to be holding this level, but like to me, it's not really like it's not a level, right? I'm just kind of for me, it's like I'm looking at the ES and I'm looking at 39.80, and I'm like, if this wants to hold, then like what can I go long on for the move to 4,000? But also, cognizant of the fact that, we have 50 minutes left on the day. So I'm not really sure we're going to get extended moves. I want to quickly talk about Snapchat from the morning, just to kind of cover this. This was a crazy move to the upside. And I'm actually looking back at this, and that $12 level was super clean, man. Like you could have taken this long. And let me pull up the daily for everybody to see this. And here's where the news really dropped. We had the volume spike over here, and let me just make this a little bit bigger. You had the volume spike over there, and it was running, and let me just zoom in here. Had the volume spike very strong. 1160 was the level for so long, then finally breaking the 1160 level. So this is a good example. It's like you could recycle that level over and over and over again, and then when it breaks, you could easily just flip, right? You have the 50 period, it lines up with 12. If we break through 12, gotta imagine that stops are getting run. You know, there's lots of volume that's coming in, and look at the volume at the $12 level, like very, very strong move to the upside. So very glad, this was a short, and I'm very glad that I covered that short. But, you know, I mean, you could have taken 12 long for unlimited size, and this thing like ran, and you know, that's like a 30-cent move after the 12 break, after already moving like 50 to 60 cents. So, you know, gotta be a little bit better on that. It held trend the whole way up. Kind of sad that I didn't, you know, take that long. I don't even know why I was trying to short here. It was just like, what goes up maybe must come down, but you know, it was cheeky because we're still above the 50 period there. So, you know, less size above the 50, wait for confirmation if you are doing that kind of fade back to the downside. But this was a dumb trade, and I cut that super early because then we just went back to the upside. But yeah, kind of crazy how very, very strong move to the upside. And then you really didn't have a chance to get long near 12 again, right? So if you take the 12 long, you're never out of the money. Even from a swing trading perspective, pulling back the daily, it's like you take the long at 12, you have your average at 12 at the 50 period. If this is now going to be a multi-day runner, which I don't know if it is, maybe it isn't, but at this point in the day, you still were never out of the money. And even as a dip, you still were 10 cents in the money if you have the patience to hold. If you're a swing trader, you know, obviously trade your own book. But from a day trade perspective, that 30 cents to the upside, extra clean, beating myself up that I didn't have it. So yeah, you know, add that to the list of frustrating stocks for myself for today.
I believe it's Neil time.
Just an update to that story. Well, I mean, in addition to that story with Abbott Labs, the FDA believes the probable benefits of the microclip device continue to outweigh the probable risks for the approved indications for use. So a little bit of yin to the yang there. And another note, we talk about stocks that are relatively strong in a day where, hey, the market's trying to teeter positive or negative. Nordstrom's, now this is the 6th day in a row off of these lows from gapping down post earnings. Nordstrom's up 3.7%, just broke the high of the day on volume and continues even higher. Remember, another retail name with a decent short interest breaking to the upside. Nordstrom's here. Yeah, some strong names in the market despite this pullback that we're seeing.
Good. That's why, yeah, not good. We just went short on Apple, just trying to play this range. We might get stopped out right now on this range of Apple, which is fine. I just want to talk about Abbott Labs here because that's why, you know, like I said, I don't know anything about this. You know, I shorted on the news. We'll play the momentum to the downside, and that's exactly what we did, literally exactly what we did. We played the momentum. I just got out another piece there on that news story by Neil. So, yeah, I mean, people that know actually about this product, you know, the benefits outweigh the negatives on that. So we're going to get out. So I set my out for right there, right where we're in. So we've already captured the profit. We'll set our out there, and we'll see what happens right now on that play. So we just got out of Apple there, but I mean, does it? I feel like it just wants to come back in, man. I'm gonna make one more play here. I'm gonna short these O1s or O's, I guess we just got. We just averaged into it and got taken out, but I mean, it's going to look silly here. But we didn't start there. This is where we got it. And then we just got stopped out. So I think that right here, maybe these top wicks, I got to get a little bit more juice to this. 154.20 is the market. I mean, this is what I don't want to do. I'm trying to avoid doing this, and I'm doing it. So it's like staying. And didn't I also say that I'm done with Apple?
You did, yeah.
I did, right? Okay.
I didn't want to remind you because obviously 21 years versus.
Yeah, who cares about that? That just means that I'm going more senile faster than you. 12,280 there. That's the futures. We'll watch to see what it does. There, we reshorted Apple. Okay, yeah, now it's winning or now it's not. It's flat. Let's see if this one will pay off a little bit. Coming back into the downside now for Apple. But you're right. Yeah, like I got to remind myself. Thou shall not trade something I say I'm not going to trade. But there it is. It's a nice. I mean, whatever. Well, look, I basically just made back what I lost, but I'm not out yet. So let's wait to see here. Hopefully this comes back down. I do have some bids now on Apple. I'm going to try to believe in this. 153.80 is my first out for Apple. But again, like, why did it just stop there for a dime? Like, this is ridiculous. We'll take some out 90s, 80s, 70s on the way down. I feel like the market might fade here in the rest of the afternoon, but whatever, man. I mean, this is what this is. We're trying to find some bangers for you. I feel like we have, but right now there's just, it's kind of sleepy here in the market. What's up, Neil?
A couple people in the chat asking or talking about Minerva Biosciences, I believe is the name of it at least. Just got to $11, but watch out. You can see this is the top on the daily chart here, right at 1170. A couple of highs just above that. It's getting into some steep resistance as it climbs to the upside. And just going to know here, you can see the volume on the move. not exactly as strong as it was even at lunchtime when it was trying to break those highs, those recent highs. So a little bit of overhead resistance, but Nerve is on the move. Minerva up 18%, trying to climb higher, but big levels on the daily.
Yeah, I was actually going to cover that as well. Look at that daily chart, man. Those kind of wick off tops, then kind of dip back down towards 9, making a move back up. High being around just below 12. This one kind of slow for me right now, and I want to stay away from it. Lock in the profits that I made for the day. But yeah, if we can actually run and break 12 and do something crazy for tomorrow, that'll be nice. I love when it's like you have a good day, things are going well. You're going into the end of the day, and something looks like it's setting up for the next day. I'm like, okay, all right, I'll be here bright and early. But yeah, we'll see if we can get towards that 12 area. Kind of strong move, and really just out of the blue here. Volume just picking up, but very slow to get started. But again, we all remember that day that it did all this volume. So this could definitely get interesting. If we break that $12 level for sure.
I mean, I just want to say bang on this one, but honestly, it's someone in the chat was like, oh man, I took Abbott and I lost money. You made me lose money. Well, I mean, it's 90 cents in the money. So I hope you cashed out some. And that's what we're doing here on the show. I'm trying to explain to you why I'm taking trades. Whether or not you want to take them with me is going to be completely up to you. But here's this Abbott trade. I mean, does it get, honestly, news gets released, I go short, and then this happens. So whatever, man. I covered there because of, and it was because of what Neil said, and I don't have a problem with that. I fully admitted that I had no idea what that micro, whatever it was there, clip was all about, and boom, comes out. Neil confirms that, hey, maybe it's not as bad. We take a piece out. That's completely fine. And then when it comes down, I'm like, okay, now we're down here, and now we'll take some out at the 50 period. And look where it's continuing its move to the downside now. So, hey, I'm pretty happy with that trade. And, I hope that you guys were able to make a little bit of money on that as well. And if not, that's fine. But, there's some trades you're going to follow that are going to get crushed and some trades that aren't. That's why the purpose of this show, look, we don't sell anything. You know why? Because we're the real ones. Like, we're trying to sit here and trade. Not trying. We are sitting here trading, putting on real trades, eating the losses, taking the wins, trying to be funny, trying to be educational at the same time. But, that's quite frankly why. I get messaged all the time. Hey, is there any courses you want to, like, you're selling? Is there anything like you're shilling, this and that, literally? And the answer is, quite frankly, no. We're here for you guys, and we're trying to, also spread the love about Day Trade the World, show the platform, and then really just show everybody through. We have 350,000 subscribers. I mean, we started this about 2.5 years ago with 0. So I think we're done pretty good. We don't have any marketing or anything like that. And on that note, I'd really like, we sent on TikToks, and I did Stalking the Streets yesterday. That's a good one. Get ready for that. I also tweeted out I got the Lucky Jordans on right now. And then also, if you can, this is what we're doing. Hit the like button, man. The show's for free. Let's tell YouTube why you're here. Get YouTube to show this to more people. We'll share the chat. It's all about the chat to me because, that's where the community is. That's what we're trying to build. And I get a lot of trade ideas from the chat. So that's that. I don't know. I haven't been reading the chat when I've been on this rant, but I hope that a lot of you guys respect that, and that is what it is. Look at there. There's the out. So now we only have 20% left on Abbott Labs. We take it out on VWAP. So people say, what is VWAP? We have videos out about that, and that's kind of stuff that we're doing. And I look over here to Luca, and I say the same kind of thing to this guy. It's like he put on the 50 period. He saw me using it. He tries to have clean charts. No, but this is, look, you've said a lot of things to me today too, and since you've been here that have resonated, and I think that that's the important thing. Learning off each other. That's the value of being around more traders. We've talked about that when you were away from COVID. You missed the opportunity to talk to people, throw bad ideas out, throw good ideas out, bang your heads against the wall together, celebrate the victories. It is what it is, and that's what it's all about. So respect everybody watching the show, and thank you for keep coming back. Make sure you're back tomorrow.
Yeah, for sure, and we do appreciate the likes that come through. And personally, I hate asking, but I'm like, hey guys, can you hit the like button? And then it's like, bang, 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 likes coming through. So I was like, I'll ask again, hit that like button. Somebody's saying, Luca, go long Apple, bro. And I was like, I know, I should. I'm literally staring at Apple this whole time, and I'm like, should I? Should I? I'm like, I should. And I was like, no. And I was like, maybe. I was like, I don't know. The thing is that, this violent drop worries me. like if we were going to be, if the long was going to be really good, like I figured like we would have been, up here by now. So the fact that we're just kind of flirting with this area, not really doing much, the market making a run back to 4,000, but Apple kind of slow. I mean, I don't know if it picks up steam, but if it wants to hold, I would really love to see a dip. Dip below like 53.89 and then reclaim, then I'll consider the long. But for now, I don't want to really jump in because then just be offside like 15 cents like in the blink of an eye. So yeah, I'd rather not with that one. I'm just going to chill for now, see what happens. But I want to quickly talk about Pixie from today. Everybody obviously watched this, had the halt trade in the morning, absolute banger, held the little piece, added it back, and then covered up on the name. Expensive locates, but we get them so cheap. So still up on the name, can't complain. But this one is just kind of crazy. Like pre-market run from 13 all the way tops out at 28, and this is a level on the daily if you want to look at it. Holding trend the whole way up, very, very micro float. I think call it like 200,000. That's what it feels like it's trading like. And CEO kind of exercising his options, so now the float will increase. But when you're looking at these extreme moves to the upside, you want to have the opportunity for a mean reversion play to see it go back down at least 50%, right? So it's like it has an extended move. It could potentially drop 50%. But this thing, and this was my expectations from the morning, it's like I took the trade, I made money on the trade. The meat of the move, in my opinion, was done. I did not have another trade on this because this was my expectations. This looks very similar to BBBY on the day that it went nuts. It did its move. It was crazy. You either made your money or you didn't. But the last thing that you want to do is try to, recycle trades in an environment where algos are just eating everybody's lunch. So, this is a chop fest for sure. I mean, you could argue that like every pop is kind of faded back to the downside. But the thing is the last thing, it's like every pop is faded until it's not. Then it runs up into a halt, halts up, high of day clear out. Then you get out at the top and then it goes back down anyway. So could be very frustrating. Very glad that I kind of nail and bail for me right off the open. But yeah, definitely a good example. The fact that it's holding is just surprising to me because if this thing really was going to die off, these are the kind of death candles. Maybe you get some sideways action and then just a bleed for the rest of the day. But we are in an environment where, things happen. There's a lot of things happening on the back end. Who knows, these algos in and out, kind of soaking floats, lots of games. So again, nail and bail, make your money. If you don't, find another name. There's always many opportunities to come. And people in the chat saying, yeah, I learned a lot from the stream, watching the stream. That's the thing, man. It's like, you missed Pixie. You don't have to be on the name all day. It's like, oh, you made the money, you didn't make the money. It's all good because here we go, bang, Apple to the upside, new opportunities. And okay, maybe Apple's not good anymore. What can I look at? Oh, Rivian's back up here. Is there an opportunity? So, have a watch list, look at many different things, and cycle through. Like, you don't want to just always be on one name. Maybe the opportunity is there and then it's gone. So, jump in, jump out, and, nail and bail, exactly.
I love that nail and bail. I might have to steal that from you. That's a good one. Thanks, Luca, for all that. That was good. All right, so just quickly, I am short Apple. I mean, I know I didn't want to talk too much about that. You are in that. We are now short Apple. Our average price is 05. Blah, blah, blah. Let's see. There it is. Let's go. Come on. Let's just bring this down. There we go. We got a 94 fill there, I believe, on Apple. But yeah, so far, there it is. Yeah, there's a couple outs here, hoping that it can crack back below this 50 period, which, see, I mean, like we just get a 94 and then it rips right back up. So I don't know. We're waiting to get out if it takes down 20 and that's that. And other than that, we'll stay here for Apple. We'll stay here for the short the rest of the day. I don't have any more covers. I have one at 153.80 and then we'll see about lower lows. I mean, you know what? Silly for me not to put something at 70. So whatever, I'll do it when it gets there if I don't want to put it now. Wow, okay, big super chat coming through right there. Thank you so much for that. Much respect to Sean. Well, hey, much respect to you, man. You're the one that's doing that. We'll hit the bag for you so much. Thank you. Comp SRX1, 200. Wow, thank you so much. Means a lot, man, to us. Thank you so much for that super chat. That's a good one. Another one in the building, a $200 super chat. Thank you. That's very, very kind. And may all your trades, obviously, like everyone else, be winners here on the show. That's great. That's a lot. Thank you so much for that. Comp SRX1. And I know you've been here for a long, long time. So respect for you to keep coming back as well for the show and for everything. So that's good. Yeah, great. Okay. Thank you for that. Let me move on now. All right. NVIDIA, AMD, Palantir, they're all there. 750 for Palantir, DraftKings, Snapchat. Wow. What did I weren't you talking about Snapchat?
Yeah.
Yeah, like what is up? Did you take a trade? Because like that name right now starting to go, what did we miss or what did I miss there? Sometimes I'm paying attention to the chat too much. Snapchat, just a monster move upside today. We'll see about that 1270 holding. This name, like, I don't know, it's still down near the bottom. You could still get some of this. You know, I'm wondering, they're working on VR stuff. They have still a user base. They have a different user base than everybody else does. They have the young ones coming through. You know what, Snapchat, like I said, remember I said Apple could sneeze and buy Peloton yesterday? Ooh, I mean, Snapchat is right there, prime for the picking, man. I mean, they've come down a lot. They still have that user base. I don't know, man. You might be wanting to nibble up some Snapchat here, maybe. What? Wow, that's 16. When that breaks, that's going to be exciting. What's up, Neil?
Yeah, Snapchat, there was a leaked memo detailing their growth plans earlier on today. So that's the reason. Actually, I think it was Spiegel. Yeah, where is it? No, Spiegel saying that it looks like CEO basically saying it's going to be a challenge for the turnaround, but there were some comments in there that was reacted to positively by those markets. That's why you're going to see that strength in Snapchat. That level, I mean, the 1280 to 13 area in Snapchat, pretty big level on the daily chart. I want to update a couple of things. There was that move. So that nerve, it did go right into that overhead resistance on the daily chart and started to pull right back in. So 11, right up to 1160, pulling back into 11 back there. I just noticed also Mara at the high of the day and trying to break that same 13 level. So some strong moves happening in Amara and some of those crypto-related names, but that's at the high of the day. Lots of strength in this market, despite what it might feel like.
I mean, it just feels like, I mean, where are the Z's? Whoops. I just hit something. What is that? I don't know what I just hit. Oh, that's what I hit. I got that. Okay, no, I didn't hit anything. We'll hit stop on that. All right. Yeah, I was going to say a bunch of Z's running through right now there, so you could spin the wheel. There we go. Want to screw up Fahad there a little bit, but he was a pretty smart guy. He stopped doing it. Funny guy. Okay, so I was going to say you might want to watch Wheel of Fortune. There's absolutely nothing happening right now. Unfortunately, I hate to say that because we're a trading show and I want to give you guys as many new ideas as I possibly can. But honestly, the market is just doing this, and I can't really find. I went over to Snapchat. I thought we had a good trade idea with Twitter. Someone did ask. I think we got that super chat, and you addressed it about Rivian. Yeah, why is it not on my radar? I mean, it was. We went long 35. It broke and we got out, but it was a good trade. We're up on Rivian. I've made a few executions, 8 executions on it, but yeah, that's a good call. Look again, Luca. Look what line is being respected here on Rivian. That's that 50 period.
That's the line. That's the line.
To the upside right there. So Rivian, if you went long breaking the 50 period the first place, you got long at 35 and you're still in the money $2 later. Looks like it might break it back again. It's broke a couple times. So, treat these lines as you would, but that's pretty interesting there. Rivian definitely holding some of those highs. I would say a break, yeah, and you got yourself a problem there to the downside. I don't know if it's going to break or not. And on that note, Apple just takes out that 50 and goes higher there. So I don't know about that. Look at the snowflake. We did give you the snowflake idea of 178. I hummed and hawed about it. That would have been a good trade. It's up to 179.50, so that's about $1.30 in the money. Should have just been more aggressive on some of these names, like I said, like a Meta, all that kind of stuff, taking it in. But right now, Snowflake is the one that we got on. It's printing, and it's trying to take out some of these highs. There's only 30 minutes left and 20 minutes until the imbalances. So maybe Tesla. I mean, I don't know. Is there anything that's coming off your screen right now? Like Tesla's up to 290, and continuing to go upside as well. Maybe we're trying to finally break. I mean, that high there on, like we could go short Tesla and try to respect that level right there. But I did that yesterday. It didn't work. You know what? I mean, there's not too many. Coinbase deposits and withdrawals are halted. Okay, Coin. That's not good. Let's watch on that one. Coinbase Global Link, STX deposits. So maybe that's a coin, so not Coinbase themselves. Okay, so that's fine. Coinbase continues that move to the upside. What was I just on Tesla there? I might take this as a break to the upside, give it back to 288. This is one that could work. It's also respecting this 50 period. Sure, it's broken a little bit, but in the last little while, it keeps coming up to the upside. But again, like, will this market motor into the close? It could easily take out that high right here, which is what it would need to go, and then we can revisit that. There's that dump off we talked about in the middle of the day, and I guess it was like on Joe Biden canceling his speech. I don't know if that's what that caused. I know the Queen passed away about 7:30, which is about 10:30. So that was right here. So that could have created that. Or was it 5:30 Britain time, English time there? I'm not sure, but we'll wait on that. Anyways, Tesla, this is not a horrible trade, breaking that top right now into the close. I mean, let's see what happens. The market's going to have to go, though. That's Tesla. See, now the market's trying to pull back again off of that high. So frustrating here to try to find something. For me anyways.
Yeah, you know, sometimes it is challenging, and again, it's like Apple finally breaking out to the upside, but then it comes right back to the downside. So it's like when you see this barcode action, you know, you understand it is going into the end of the day. Is there a reason that this is really going to run, break view up, go to the upside? I guess not, right? Just kind of showing that it's in this range. So, you know, had the good trades on it over here, just kind of scalping around. And now keeping the profits and just chilling, looking for a trade. Guys, I covered that. I didn't cover this before, but I covered that Ruby trade from before because I actually missed this. So my order was at 28, thinking maybe we get the flush. And what ended up happening is it flushed down and quickly reclaimed. And I was like, oh, I've seen this before. Flush down, reclaim, and then go to the upside. So I was like, I got to get out of this one. So yeah, I covered that one. And, you know, good learning example is like when you're selling off or even going to the upside, it's like, if you sell off and get that volume spike, but it quickly reclaims, maybe that is a good example of maybe this is now the short-term bottom. We're going to reverse, and not too bad, right? Just kind of collect a little win, base hits, pad the stats. But yeah, when you get that kind of flush and reverse, like what you really want to see is a flush and then hold and stay down here. Then would have got the fills, but didn't. So I'll take what the market can give me. Pad the stats on that one, and yeah, guys, Pixie making a move to the upside here. The level that I was actually going to talk about very quickly is that 24.30 where we initially halted the first time. And when we came back up the second time, we hit the 24.30 again and rejected. So now we're actually above 24.30. The spread on this thing is crazy. Sometimes it's 20 cents, sometimes 30 cents. Doesn't really look like there's lots of liquidity on the book. So this thing could dance around. This thing could flush at any moment. But yeah, it kind of giving the feel like, what do we got? We got like 25 minutes left. Is this going for high a day clear out? Like that would be absolutely savage. I'm keeping my eye on this. Probably a no. I mean, if we get to 25 and there's some type of setup that I see, maybe take a trade there. But for this one, I would love for this to really get to 28 and break to the upside and then give an opportunity to both longs and shorts. But for now, it kind of still does feel like we are in the middle. Feels like shorts could just get blown out, easy move to the upside. And feels like the long, I mean, we already came this high. I don't want to get caught in a flush there. So I will react to a 25 area move. If not over 28, maybe something gets going there. But yeah, sometimes it's, make your money and run. And I see people in the chat from before saying, yeah, I made my money. Like, I don't want to lose it. I'm leaving. And, I just have to say, like, congratulations, because that is trading, right? Make your money and don't give it back, right? Don't give it back. Wait for the next day. Take that energy that you have today and put it into the next day when better opportunities come around. You don't always have to hit all these opportunities. A lot of the times I'm looking for trades now. What do we got on deck? But again, understanding that 25 minutes left, way less size. I'm keeping the win. Like I'm not gonna put myself in some type of crazy environment unless there's a really good opportunity, right? So trade the opportunity, bring the energy back into the next day, and bring that confidence forward, and get better and better.
Lack of confidence happening right now. Apple, look where Apple goes, right back down through 154 again. We just got stopped out for a 20 cent. It was only a 13 cent hit or less than that. But now it makes the move back to the downside, and of course we're out of it. So that's Apple for you. We did engage in a new short. That's Amazon. We just took short against that high. Let's go Amazon. You can make this. I mean, honestly, man, like, Apple, I hate you. Look how easy that was with Amazon. All right, what's up, Neil?
Not Mullen. Mullen's to the downside, just bounced off the low of the day. The morning story was a cash and stock deal to buy Bollinger. Yeah, but if they're using some stock, it's going to devalue them. They headed to the downside. Why it's interesting, it just bounced off of this low on the daily at 60 cents. And you might like this, Luca, because this is a favorite. It bounced exactly off the SSR level. It went exactly to just about 10% to the downside and made that little bounce. Tomorrow, if it cracks that level 60 cents, Mullen could be in trouble. I know what the 8-ball said, but the market's saying something else.
Yeah, sometimes, that's why I love the market. Everybody's got their opinions. The 8-ball's got its opinion. But the market is never wrong. Remember that, folks. The market is never wrong. Go with what is happening. And man, what a SSR bounce there. Triggers SSR. You cannot hit the bids anymore. So, if abort the short, then the long can't be wrong. And there you go. Nice little bounce there off the 50 period. And now maybe we go sideways. But yeah, that 60-cent level, new level to the downside, will be interesting to see what happens. And go figure it is, SSR there. So obviously making it an impossible trade for myself to take, shorting any weakness there. So whatever is what it is. Sometimes things don't perfectly set up, but they act as a reminder that the next time that they set up, you can say, oh, wait a second, it doesn't set up all the time perfectly the way that it is. So now maybe I should take a little bit more size. So, keep that in mind going forward. You're not always going to get A+ setups. So when you do get them for whatever your playbook is, that should give you the confidence to hit those because, yeah, again, they don't come around too often. So when they do, you need to be aggressive.
I like that. I don't know if you can see what the chat is at for that poll. Unfortunately, for some reason, my account, I don't know.
Yeah, 60% to the yes.
Okay, and how many votes?
1,300, 1,200.
So we have more votes than we have likes. So I mean, guys, we need to hit the like button here. 4,300 watching, 1,000 likes. I mean, we've sort of done, I thought, so far so good here, but hit the like button and thank you so much in advance for doing that. Like we just said, yeah, there we go, yeah. Nice. We'll hit that to the upside there for the likes, and we'll get going on that. So there it is, man. We scalped out for only 20% out of our Amazon for 20 cents. And now we'll wait to see. Look where it goes, right back down to that 50-period line. And now we'll see about Amazon here going back to the upside, trying to respect that level there, right? So we're trying to see about this 129.60 level. And again, it's 20 cents upside, 20 cents downside. Unfortunately, it looks like we're caught in that little, what did we just get out of there? In that little, Twitter. So Twitter, yeah, okay, whatever. Twitter, we didn't have many shares left, but it did take out the upside there. So out, all the way down. We just hold that, I think it was 10 or 20%. Got out of that on the upside there for Twitter. So kind of a nothing burger there, but still did get out of that. So not great on that trade, but it was okay. That's Twitter. So right now, Snowflake, it's trying to work as well. It's just hovering around. I'm thinking a 179.50, probably a good out for us on Snowflake in case this market tanks. That high right there is 179.30. I feel like we could put an order in and take that out, no problem, for Snowflake. And Amazon, we've averaged in. Now, hopefully it can have it's moved up 20 cents. Hopefully now it can move back down 20 cents, and we'll take that fill right now. But here it is. It looks like it wants to take out the upside. There's nothing really, man. I mean, half of you think the market's going to go upside, half of you think it's going to go downside. And honestly, I'm just sitting here to tell you, I have no idea, and I'm not asking the 8-ball. So there it is, a nice little move. The one name that is starting to move, though, is Shift Pixie again. That's, wow, nice move. Up to 25 and change. So we've already took the high out at 9.15. Learned our lesson on that one, man. Wait for the market to open, settle down. We got out there too, basically at the low of the day almost again. But Shift Pixie today definitely held that $20 level. So I think if you come in tomorrow, or if you're still in this name right now, you could watch out for that $20 level. I don't think it's going to happen anymore. There's 20 minutes left. You could fall back down and we'll see what happens. But for right now, that's a nice win, man. Anybody that was holding on off that $20 bid, good for you. It only went down as low as $19.25 today. So that would be a good one. That's well worth the risk to reward on a $20 hold on Pixie. So congratulations, anybody in that one. It's definitely ring register time, in my opinion. We've already been up here to 26. So I don't know if you're in this, might be a profit spot. I don't know if you want to punch long now, up to you. I already did and got smoked on that one.
Yeah, Pixie making that move. I actually tried a little bit of a cheeky short there. I'm like, this could get ugly really quickly. So I'm tight stop. Maybe I'll try it again. Just kind of the ideology of this is the 25 level. Maybe we get a flush, but it's not. I mean, 20 minutes to go. Like, are we really gonna flush back down and give the range that I want to see? I mean, maybe if it dances around. What I want to see is just a nice clear through 26, then flush down. So if that comes through, maybe set that order up. And yeah, we'll see what happens. Maybe give it one more try here.
I'm just like, oh crap, my YouTube just crashed again. Like, as if I always, every day, man, run out of resources. But we don't run out of this, as we'll go WTF to you, Amazon. There it is, man. Sometimes you just have to ask for it to retrace back, and that is what will happen. So we just got that short again. Our average price now, $129.44 here. So it's only 20 cents in the money, but we're pretty happy with it. We'll take some bids here. If this name continues to fall, we could probably hold on to it. Apple can really go into the gates of hell right now because it's right where we thought it would. We got like wicked out. Not wicked out. It took us out by like how many pennies right there? Oh no, actually we got out at 20s. It went all the way to 35. Okay, so it just goes right back into that high. You know, if there's anything to learn from all of this, and I got to teach myself this, I guess, there's a nice little move to Amazon as well. Yeah, keep going, buddy. To the downside there for Amazon. We just got a 14 bid there. So yeah, this is, I'm gonna put some more bids on put some more on the bids. Yes, we just got 08s, okay. But there it is, a nice little downside move for Amazon. But anyways, what I was getting at is, you know, sometimes it's about respecting some of these past high levels. Just even here on Amazon, like to start to build it at 40, you know, if that just goes a couple more pennies up, I'm getting out right there. So I should be more patient and wait for these opportunities. The problem is when we're on the show with you, and this is gonna sound like an excuse, it's not, trying to find opportunities for you. So just going back and forth, that's not the greatest idea. What you should really be doing is sticking with a lot of your ideas and making sure that you know, that's why we have the sticky note. The watch list is now free, being emailed to you every single day. watchlist.tradertv.live. Over 30,000 people are part of that watch list. As here we go, man. Here we go, Luca. A nice little downside move. We're down to 129 here on Amazon. Again, you know, the market trying to fail out. We've seen, come on, give me that 02, baby. And we'll see if we can grab that. There it is. There it is. Nice little move down to 129. So we're getting lighter on this. We still have about 43%. That's just a really bad rough guess on that. We'll see if it comes back in right now. So about half of our trade on Amazon. Would love to see it get to VWAP down here. I think we can probably hold now. I'd like to get one more piece out, maybe hold 30% left for you know, a massive move down if we do get it. The imbalances are set for 350. It's right now 343.50, 343.51. For those of you following along with our trades in the time at home, those come out at 350. So we still have 6 minutes until the imbalances.
Yeah, you know, somebody in the chat was like, I knew Luca was short Pixie once we went under 25. You got me. I did twice, and I lost twice. Okay, no. So, you know, I'm thinking maybe third time's a charm, but I do know that this is holding trend, so it's a little bit less size, a little bit lighter. I'm expecting a few losses on this, and if I'm right, I think, you know, maybe, like, perfect world, fill me into a halt, add a little bit of the size there. Actually, no, because no, you know, you can't get out. Maybe it doesn't halt into tomorrow. We got to be flat at the end of the day. So yeah, we'll not. But yeah, maybe we flush, maybe we don't. Third time's a charm. If it works this time, it works. If it doesn't, then like that's it. It's not going to work. So you know, if it doesn't work this time, I'm out of the trade. It'll look the same. You know, short, short, short. Wrong, 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 and you know, chalk it up to growing pains is what it is. Yeah, man, this thing is just dancing around. I'm done with this thing. This thing's gonna stop me out, and that's a wrap for that one.
Yeah, we just wrapped it up as well. We'll go timber as Amazon's going down, the market's going to the downside. I just got out at 178.80 there, so we'll finish our trade there on Snowflake. It's kind of, it's all right. It's a $2.50 winner. I'm happy with it. But again, we did miss that opportunity to the high side there for getting out. But there's the sell right there. Almost the same, almost exactly the same price that we got back at 1 o'clock. So too bad. Now it's starting to go back to the upside, but it doesn't matter. We triggered out of it. We got out. You break through VWAP, and that's out of Snowflake. So we did take some more outs down here on Amazon. So now we can, you know, comfortably sit and wait. If you wanted to get this out, I'm going to wait until it floats all the way back up. This is going to be sort of a make it or break it trade on Amazon here. Not make it or break it for the day, but just for Amazon. Let's see if it goes back up. We've just hit that. It's now a pretty high stock for me now today because we did average in near that top. We took the same amount of shares, so good trade for me here on Amazon as that's come back in. Now let's hold to see if we do get that flush. You know, the rest of the day, maybe we do flush, maybe we don't, but those imbalances are coming out, and this is what they look like. I'm going to get rid of ARCA because they're irrelevant. That's GSAT and all that on NYSE American, so we don't really look at those. You can see right now they've all activated at 9:30. That's because 9:30 is the market on open imbalances, and here we go. Yeah, let's go. This market is like just back up to the upside again, man. Like, wow, you know, really good thing we got out. Like I said, we're only into 30% left of this trade. I don't mind reloading it, and I think I probably will, but it's going to have to be up here near 50, and then we just get that move. The problem is with these imbalances coming out, did Neil give it to us? Oh, yeah, 160 to sell. So there is a sell side imbalance, but that 160 number is so small. NBD on that one. Here we go. It looks like it's going to be a roughly flat day for me net-wise. Kind of as expected. I'm really waiting to see what kind of damage we can put on here coming into the 13th, which of course is going to be Tuesday, and that is CPI next week, followed by PPI. So there's lots happening. Let's just hold on to some of these trades and see what happens here at 350. I am going to average back in to Amazon, but it's not going to be until like 47, 48, 50, something like that.
Yeah, you know, guys, this is not going to look pretty, but, you know, is what it is, right? Take some L's along the way. Short, wrong, short, wrong, short, wrong. And I'm like, is it like, why? Why am I doing this? So, yeah, third time, not a charm. And I'm officially done with this. And, you know, now that I'm done, it's probably going to make a move one way or the other. You know, I did the dance with the algos, and I lost. What else is new? Is what it is. Maybe makes it a little bit of a high here. Then we get the flush. But at that point, it's tough. It's a tough trade. Like the spread's there. It's moving around, dancing around. Maybe shouldn't have picked this name for the last 20 minutes there, but whatever. You know, it's kind of light, right? Anybody who's watching the volume, you had the volume on the run up. Now it's not really showing that it wants to go down. Maybe has a little bit more gas to go to the upside. But yeah, I'm not gonna like take a long here and then get caught end of day. So yeah, we'll be chilling there. All good. And what else am I looking at here? GME, now it's going for 26. Okay, it's probably going to break that 26 level. And yeah, let's see where this thing goes. The thing is the float is so small on this. For anybody tuning in, the float is so small on this name that it's like, it's crazy, right? It's like it's here, and then 2 seconds later, boom, maybe you're in like an up halt, or boom, maybe it flashes to the downside. So you need to be quick. And for myself, that means utilizing stops, understanding that, you know, your risk is your size on this. So yeah, I'm not going, you know, all in, obviously. But yeah, you know, it's kind of unfortunate, and maybe now you get that final flush to the downside because it goes for that high day clear out, get the volume. Is there still enough volume to keep this moving to the upside? I mean, the fact that we held, and again, I said this before, but the fact that we held all day like this, now we're making a move and we're not flushing back down, tells me that this potentially is going to be, I mean, like, where was the high before? Like 50? Like, this is one of those names, right? It's pure games. Like, are we going to see this at like 44 tomorrow? Like, I mean, anything's possible, right? That doesn't mean buy the stock. I would not be buying this. And obviously, you see that I'm shorting this. But, you know, my kind of gut feel gives me that feel that, like, as these things hold, it's a low float. You potentially got soaking algos that are involved. Maybe they're not done with the stock. Did they exit? Maybe they're going for high day clear out if it doesn't flush. I mean, low float, you know, this thing could easily be at 50 tomorrow, so blow out all the shorts. So yeah, cautious with that one. Is what it is. Tried it, lost, and going to let it go for the rest of the day.
All right, I like that. We are getting closer. There's only a few seconds left now until the imbalances. Amazon did pull all the way back, so there it is. We'll cash out a little bit. Oops, that's Asana. Oh, someone's asking about Asana there. Yeah, we got out of that. That was a great trade for us for the win today on Asana. You could see Amazon did make that move down. We're sitting at 129 flat. Hopefully we get that, but here we go. It's imbalance time with only a few seconds left. Let's see what comes out now, and then we'll try to follow it with you. There it is. Where are we going? What side is this imbalance? Looks like the market trying to go back up to the upside, so you're going to get 3M there. Alibaba with a sell. We haven't seen them in a while on this imbalance locator. Let's see what it's doing here on the 1 minute chart. Kind of nothing actually, not moving. Ford, KMI, ZTO. Yeah, there's nothing. Oh, Apple with a bid, maybe starting to a little bit of a rally. I'm in Abbott right now, and there's Apple. Again, sorry, we don't have that chart, but there's the bid there for Apple. So right back up to 154.20, so that's fine. The market is starting to rally a little bit here on that. I don't know what it came out as. It's now, O'Neill just said it was 198 to sell. I don't know what the updated number is. I feel like it's buy. Oh, okay, so it still came out as sell. 585 sell right now. So it does still come out as sell, but you can see the market is going back up to the upside. I don't know why. Maybe it's because Baba's $1 million and it's a $100 stock, so maybe that's the problem. SoFi's small stock, $6, only 800,000. Let's see what that's doing to SoFi right there. Good guess on SoFi, $6. A nice little move up, 3 cents, but yeah, okay. Market definitely trying to retrace back to the upside. So we just got a piece out on Amazon right before that number came out. Now we only have 25% left for this name, but it looks like the market wants to go back up to the highs right now. That's the imbalances, and relatively, we had 3M on there the other day. They have that lawsuit, remember? It seems like it's on there every single day, and a nice little bump up there for 3M. It started this rally at 119. Sorry, 118.90. I guess it's only 20 cents, but that's the market, and there it goes back up to the upside for 3M. Those are the imbalances.
Somebody's saying coin popping off to the upside, so I want to just revisit this name. Okay, yeah, so it's kind of like where I'd expect. See, when I read that, and oh, coin popping off, I'm like, no way, it's at like 85 now? But like, yeah, no, it's still at 72. Very strong move to the upside, but no, guys, honestly, don't ever stop with these updates because I just quickly pull it up and I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, no, it's up, but it's not like, it's just my own expectations. I'm like, is it at 100 yet? Okay, let's go. Yeah, no, this thing is, yeah, still at 72 here. Moving, very strong move to the upside, up 5.77% there. But yeah, you know, I'm kind of waiting. You know, you got moving average coming in at, call it 75. That 75 level definitely interesting. Kind of 75 to 80 as a general resistance area, but you know, nothing really for today. 8 minutes left to go. We got the imbalances. Apple being a buy, 52 million notional, and I kind of want to. I mean, we don't have time here, but I kind of want to short this. And I think if we get like a little bit more of a pop, then we get a short opportunity for a quick flush back. I've seen it before. It comes out a buy, it runs up, it does a bunch of volume. Then, you know, obviously the pair happens and the thing easily could flush back down. You got VWAP as overhead resistance, and it's pretty clear to me. If we break above 154.50, like that'll be my out, but it's going to be discretionary and I'll reevaluate. And, you know, keeping in mind, reminding myself, you know, 7 minutes to go here. So yeah, Luca, don't put on crazy amounts of size here, you know?
Don't do that. Yeah, so I'm waiting to put on a decent amount of size, but nothing that we're not comfortable with here. Amazon has retraced back up to the upside now, so we'll see. We'll short that into that high. If it blows it out, it blows it out. You have 2 minutes till, like what Lucas said there, at 3:55, the imbalances will pair off a little more dramatically. And, you know, just to give a quick look at what they're at right now, what was Bob? Bob was still there, 1.4 million. I don't see Apple anymore. Apple was on here as a buy. It's been paired off as well. So those are the market on close imbalances, and look what the market's doing. And this is what I mean by not trusting it as much as a huge indicator. It came out as sell. Neil said 585 to sell, and the market, that's 350 right there. We've just gone up to retest some of those, you know, power hour highs, I guess, if you want to call it that, here of 12,300 on the NASDAQ. So we're still bouncing around, not much happening here into the close. We do have earnings on board. We'll go to that in a minute and talk about some of those. But, you know, my big earnings play today, where is it? Where is it? It was Asana. There it is right there. So, again, you know, we let this name fall down. I liked it. I actually liked it breaking 25. It doesn't get that opportunity. So right now you have to watch Asana. We take a 23 bid, get some of them out, 23.60, stuff like that. Taken out there at 24 as our last out. So Asana definitely working. And then UiPath, we really hit that the day before. What day is it today? Thursday, so Wednesday, we really got Asana, and we got that one pretty good as well. Yeah, it looks like we missed that fill. It's only a couple seconds left. I'm waiting to get short here. My offer is at, whoops. No, I guess I did not have an offer to get short
Apple
there.
Increased the buy.
Yeah, we'll just have to get out there. Amazon goes all the way back up to the upside. And now, there we go, we'll get out. We have too many shares. I guess it just continues its long side move here on Amazon. I thought I had an offer, so now I'm stuck a little bit long. We'll just get that out. There it goes. Amazon, a positive stock. I mean, it was good. We only held that 20%, and there it goes, takes out that upside. That's the price we were in at. So wash our hands of that. You know, the surprise at 355 was to the upside, as a lot of those names most likely paired off. Probably Alibaba's still there as a sell. Is this going to tank into the close, man? It is still here. Alibaba, that million shares is going to have to get done soon. Only 4 minutes left. If not, this market's going to tank back down. All right, let's go. Or not this market. Alibaba's going to tank down. All right, what's up, Neil, with the imbalances, with the earnings tomorrow?
Yeah, not much to see there on the earnings. Look, DocuSign is going to be the main one on that board. Kroger, before the open, we'll get that. That could be at least a little bit interesting. But Docu, I'd expect to see some fireworks, kind of like this test of 4,000 that we're seeing. Got to check back in on that poll because it just got spicy.
Yeah, we're now, I mean, it was already 60%, I think was higher. Was that what it was, Luca? There on that poll. So we only have 4 minutes left, and there it is, DocuSign. Cantaloupe, a nice, very, very nice fruit. I love some cantaloupe on that one there. Kroger, we've seen retail and grocery and all that. I don't know about grocery, but Target was talking a little bit about grocery, as was Walmart. So we'll have to wait to see what that does. But obviously the big one tomorrow is going to be DocuSign, as that is just one of those, outsized growth names that continues to be a runner on pretty much every single day. Docu was about $80. I'm just checking what that is now, or sorry, $60. Now it's down, so $57, $58. A rough ride for DocuSign, I'm going to imagine, over the last little while. Here's a 20-minute on that. So $60 down here, down to 53 today. Wow. So DocuSign, or was that yesterday? Either way, we have a wick right there down. What day is today? The 8th. So yesterday 53 and a nice little move back up to the upside. So I don't know. You want to make a call on DocuSign? I mean, I like the stock, but look where it is. We're literally at, if anything, it's set up for a long because you're so at the bottom right now. Just kind of like Asana, just kind of like UiPath. UiPath was very similar as a setup to this. So we'll see what DocuSign comes out and says. There's so many other alternatives, I feel like, to this kind of stuff right now. Adobe's in the game, and now people going back to work. Anyways, a COVID play, DocuSign. I don't need to show you how high this got, $300, $400, now back down to $57. They do have customers, and they could blow this number. A take of $60 and your upside. You could possibly even see $70, $75 tomorrow. Watch out for DocuSign here. That's the only interesting name for me.
It's kind of crazy looking at these names and seeing we were at 300 on this name, and now it's at 57. So it's crazy, falling off and just complete downtrend the whole way down, respecting that 50 period, but sort of giving the feel that, maybe we found the bottom, maybe, but again, I'm not into that predicting. I hate predicting. Looking short term, obviously, with earnings coming up, these levels don't really mean anything. We can go up, we can go down. We got 50 below. That's a huge psychological level, just being 50. But obviously, if it breaches in the aftermarket, I don't know if we set itself up. But kind of feels like, if we, I feel like the long, kind of, just looking at this. And, feels like we bottomed, then we broke, but now we're curling back up. But again, I have no idea. Your guess is as good as mine. Up 4.7% today, but we will see where that is tomorrow. And yeah, guys, tried the short on Apple. And let me just quickly bring this up. I'm I don't know. I'm convinced maybe. We'll see what happens. I tried the short. It looked good. Looking like we were going to go down. Then we quickly flew back up. I'm okay, I'm out of this one. Flew back, tested VWAP, and maybe I should have respected my original stop as opposed to my break-even stop, because didn't actually break that 154.50, kind of coming back down there. The reason for that spike, that volume spike, if anybody's curious, the imbalance was a buy. It was a 50 million notional. So it was about 250,000 shares. That jumped to a 1 million share buy order. So it kind of sparked that buy volume, But there's a lot at the close. There's a lot of volume. There's a lot of iceberg orders. Things are going to go wild, and they're not really going to move for the most part. So kind of expected that. Kind of traded. Was cheeky with it. That's a break even for me. Closing off the day, basically flat day for myself. Had some good winners, had some okay losers, and looking forward to tomorrow.
Yeah, always, man. Always look forward to tomorrow. There's Alibaba. I just want to call this up. It's now gone, the imbalance. It's not on there. So anybody looking to do something with Alibaba, you look at the spike rate back up when that imbalance gets taken out. So that's kind of the imbalance trade. You want to watch to see if there's going to be anything happening or not. And it looks like it's a not right there for Alibaba. So nice little move to the end of the day here into the close. The NASDAQ, look at that, man. Takes out that afternoon high. That's a really good sign heading into tomorrow. I always say that, man. There it is. Oops.
And that's Sorry, the Tony. Close, Tony. Hit the bell.
That's the close. Is everybody, I literally think everybody's sleeping there. I didn't hear one thing in my ear
so quiet.
about the close or anything. So, yeah, I don't think you even noticed.
No, I look at the time and I'm 16, and I'm 1600. I'm oh, it's the Tony.
Oh, Fahad just told me the bell. Ring the bell,
the
sir.
Bell, hit the bell.
There it is. Thanks. Here we go. Should we do the countdown anyways? All right, here we go. Only 10 seconds until. Where's Tony? He's gone.
He's gone. He's in. He's out. That's it. That's Tony for you.
I look at it. So it's 4 o'clock, and I look over there, and Tony's just huh? And I haven't even thrown to him or anything. There it was right there. Hit the like button for that at least. That was 1.4K likes. My bad. Tony out of there real quick. Thanks, Tony, for that. And I don't know. That was fun. So
I was looking at the chat. You guys remind us as well. Hey, feel free.
It doesn't mean to be the chat. I just thought these guys are messaging me about random stuff all the time. We have a major market event, and it's just let's just look at Alibaba close. That's okay. And I was just thinking to myself, man, am I tired? I don't know how you feel, but kids back to school. We got playoff baseball. We got lots of stuff happening. My ID is about to expire, so I got to find a Service Ontario. And you guys know what that's like. The lineups are like hours long. There's one near my place open till 7 tonight. I'm going to go there, hopefully get some service at some point. Yeah. It's I can't do my ID online. I think I got to get a picture taken. I did try online. That would be nice, obviously. Really, there's online available now, Fahad. Wow, that's interesting. Might be something called the internet. I'm gonna have to look that up. All right, Neil, how did the market finish today?
Fahad being cheeky, like as if you don't know that there's online. Come on, son. The market finished up. The poll, anyone who voted yes in the poll, my YouTube crashed, so I can't see how it finished out there. But anyone who voted yes, the S&P, yeah, we finished up 0.6%, strong move. The Dow, NASDAQ, who cares about the Dow? The NASDAQ up 0.44% there as well. TSX, everything across the board. Bitcoin, I mean, it trades 24 hours, so it doesn't really matter that it ends up slightly to the downside. The move at the end of the day was up in crypto. So everything rally kind of continued, crossing that 4,000 on the S&P 500. I'm completely obligated to say as well, the market did well today. The Buffalo Bills are going to crush today. Just watch out for my main man, new main man, because I have him in both my pools. Will be Stephon Diggs, probably catching at least one touchdown. He'll put it in the face of the Los Angeles Rams.
Yeah, I've got Knox, I've got Gabriel Davis. I'm really excited for that. And I got my money where my mouth is tonight. I have the Bills -2.5. Let's see if they can print that tonight. So we are on the Buffalo Bills. If you do like sports talk, there's going to be a hell of a lot of that as football season is upon us. Get your popcorn ready, baby. It should be a great NFL season as it tends to always be. Yeah, Fahad, thanks for that update, man. I hope those spicy Cheetos are good for you as well. There for my man. You know, a guy that can claim to do 500,000 Scovilles, you know, generic Cheetos that my kids can eat, this guy's having issues with. So shout out to spicy Cheetos and everybody out there as well. But I saw what you tried to do there. I mean, it doesn't, Fahad, I mean, I'm right here. Anyways, all right, that's going to be really fun. Thanks again, Luca. Tomorrow is the end of you on this big show, but not the end of you here. Want to give you a big thanks as well. So join us tomorrow for Luca, Sharif, obviously coming through, and Trader Pratt. Thank you for a big midday show. Thanks to Fahad over there. Thanks to Lucas. Thanks to Tony. Sorry about that, Tony. I'll get you tomorrow on that front. And again, thanks to everybody working on the backside of this. Liz, Katrine, Maggie, everybody. Shout out to Brendan, who's probably on a beach somewhere right now. And again, a big thanks to you, Luca. Why don't you wrap up the show?
Oh, man. Okay, yeah, you know, I just want to say thank you to everybody who's watching, first and foremost.
Bears versus Bulls.
Yeah, Bears versus Bulls. Thank you so much. And shout out to the whole team. And yeah, guys, I'm not leaving, not going anywhere. Going to be right in the back there. But yeah, one more day for myself. And shout out to Pixie because this thing went to 32.50. What? Like,
I
this
got it
is
up
insane.
right now. Crazy.
And people in the chat are like, Pixie. And I was like, no, there's no way. And literally, oh, man. Thank God that I actually covered my shorts there. You know, take the L, take the L. Third time is not a charm. I guess it wants to go up. So this thing is wild. I'm super excited for tomorrow. Is this going to be at like $44? I don't know why I'm saying 44, but kind of insane. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoy the show. Tune back in tomorrow. It's going to be exciting. Pixie's going to go wild. And I have a feeling this thing's touching 50.
Thanks, Comps RS SRX for the super chat. Means a lot to us. Join us tomorrow, 8:30. We'll be back. Ciao, guys.